Sports Update with Trusted Trader. Find top-notch tradespeople in your area, all who pass the Trusted Trader 15-point assessment.
Talk Sport.
I'm Dan Fletcher. Good afternoon. Ange Postecoglou says winning away in Europe always remains in the memory as something special, and the Forest manager is determined to create a few more magic moments in this campaign.
It was one of the sort of most enticing bits of the club it is in Europe, and obviously in the Europa League, which is a competition, as you said, I've already had experience in. But just being in Europe is exciting. It's I've always enjoyed it. It challenges you in different ways, challenges the players in different ways.
A bit of heat on Big Ange, who's yet to taste victory in his new role, but captain Ryan Yates has told talkSPORT the responsibility lies with him and the senior players in the dressing room.
Try and not look back, not look forward too much, just live in the present. Take each training session as it comes, each meeting, loads more information. Live through it day by day and try and shut out the noise. A vastly experienced manager that's won everywhere he's been, and you just have to buy into that process as quickly as possible.
Forest trip to Real Betis is live on talkSPORT 2. Here on talkSPORT, we bring you Arsenal's League Cup tie away at Port Vale. And we're told there's more method than madness to Thomas Frank rolling out the red carpet for Harry Kane. The Spurs boss has made it clear to the England captain he's welcome back in North London any time. talkSPORT's Adrian Durham could see it happening, but only if one particular condition is met.
He wants the best chance possible to win the Champions League. And you have to say, with respect to Spurs, the best chance for anyone doing that is at Bayern Munich. So I think there's a great chance this could happen because of the buyback clause. Why wouldn't you buy him back with his goal record? The fact that he wants to break that record, the Premier League record as well.
Spurs host Doncaster Rovers in the League Cup tonight. Here on talkSPORT, we bring you Arsenal's trip to Port Vale.
talkSPORT News.
A man's been arrested over a cyber attack that affected Heathrow and other major European airports, and at least one person has died after being shot by a suspected sniper at an immigration facility in Texas. More from Emma at past.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. Buy 2 or more Bridgestone Turanza all-season 6 tyres and claim Bridgestone's massive 20,000 mileage guarantee. Visit quickfit.com and book today. Conditions apply.
Mainly dry and sunny this afternoon. Chance of showers in the south, breezy in some coastal areas.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Drive on talkSPORT with me, Andy Goldstein, and the new best friend of The Rock and Emily Blunt. It's Darren Bent.
It's Darren here, by the way. Darren
Yeah, I
Bent.
just said that.
Oh, are you all right?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, sorry, it's DM, The Rock.
Oh, a bit of damage.
Yeah, it's DM.
We'll talk about that in a moment. By jingo, have we got a show for you this afternoon. We'll ask whether David Moyes has cost Everton a shot at a trophy after his 7 changes saw his side knocked out the League Cup last night. We'll also discuss whether it's time for a rule change in football after Ekitike was sent off for taking his shirt off last night. That's nuts. And we'll build up to a huge night for Nottingham Forest as they return to European football for the first time in 30 years. On top of that, Kevin Hatchard joins us for a bit of Drive Worldwide, where he'll tell us whether Harry Kane could be heading back to Spurs in the summer. All that and more coming up today's Drive Time show. It's me, Andy Goldstein, him, Darren Bent, and lots of you if you pick up the phone. 03717 223344.
And all those hours spent in a specialist dart shop getting the set that felt right in his hand means nothing, because the truth is, Darren Bent, you're out.
Yeah, that's alluding to what happened just before he came on air. 1-0 down against the Truth, DB. Back comes the Gale Force, 1-1. And then with the big boss watching, Goldstein gets treble 18, 2-2. Game, set, and match.
Fair play to you. Played well.
It was frightening. If you can do it in normal situations, brilliant. If you can do it under pressure, even better.
I mean, you get
it's a natural talent.
No, you get to do it under pressure.
Don't need to.
You do. Why don't you need to? I've never known someone who goes, I don't need to.
And some people shout me, I'm like Princess Diana. I told you that. Right, listen. All jokes aside, you met up with The Rock today.
Yeah, I did.
Firstly, when's that interview?
I don't quite know when it's out or where it's out, but it was very.
Next week, I've just been told by one more Billy, our producer today.
Yeah, it was good. I mean,
okay, let's go from the beginning.
It was a bit surreal. So I went and got to me and Ryan went to watch the
Ryan Bryan.
Yeah, went to watch the
premiere.
No, not premiere. The behind the behind the screen, like the viewing where only a select few get to go and watch it.
You watch it behind the screen?
Yeah. So like,
okay.
Do you know what I mean?
A
So like
private screening.
A private screen, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
On Monday. And then we was invited down to interview him and Emily Blunt. And
just you?
Yep. Ryan came in the room with me as well.
Just you two waiting?
Yes, us two waiting. But no, there was loads of people waiting.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
There was loads of people waiting. And we was in a room.
What time did you get there?
I probably got there about 11:15.
Okay, and what time did you get seen?
Oh my goodness, not till about maybe 1:45, 1 o'clock maybe.
Okay, so after you wait like hour and a half, 2 hours, they're going to give you half hour with the Rock, maybe 20 minutes.
Yeah.
How long do you have with the Rock?
6 minutes. 6 minutes. But no, you know what, it was...
That's terrible.
It was a little bit, but still, just to be in that environment. And it almost felt, the waiting room felt like a dentist or, you know, you go to hospital, A&E, and then you're waiting in the reception bit and they're like, Darren Bent, oh, yeah, it's me. But then you go from a waiting room to another waiting room.
A holding room, yeah, so everyone, they move you quickly.
Yeah, so then you're in the holding room and you can hear them kind of talking behind the door, and then that's why I was a bit nervous.
How were you when you went in and sat down? Because the last time you spoke to Keanu...
Yeah, but it was weird. The line was dodgy.
Oh, no, but you're still a little bit nervous.
No,
How were you here?
No, I was nervous because with Keanu Reeves, we couldn't speak about films.
Yeah, that was nuts.
It was ridiculous. And it was
Writer's strike. We did that in Writer's strike, yeah.
But to be fair, when I walked in and said hello to both of them, shook both of their hands, they were the nicest, probably superstars I've ever met.
Well, that's not. Apart from me.
No, nice and you. Like, The Rock was, how you doing, brother? Lovely to see you. Emily was like,
He gave you the old brother, did he?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, it was nice. And then that just kind of calmed you down. Then
what was Emily like?
She was lovely as well.
Yeah.
I mean, the room was probably about half the size of this, and it had probably about 30 people in it.
Yeah,
so
you get pampered, don't they?
Yeah, they're not pampered, but it was hot. Everyone just like moving parts, couldn't take pictures, even though Ryan managed to get me one.
Illegal.
Yeah, Ryan managed to get me one. But no, it was what an experience. Even if it's 6 minutes, it was still incredible.
Did you shake hands with them?
Yeah, both.
Are you allowed to touch them?
Yep. That was one thing I wondered about at the start.
Yeah.
Because I'm guessing they would have seen we were last. So just say there was 50 people before us.
Oh, yeah.
50 people shaking around. Were they going to be a bit like...
I wouldn't have done that. I'd have fist pumped everyone. Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah, but I just thought it was quite polite. The right
I bet when you go, they desanitise.
Probably. But like, they were brilliant. I absolutely loved it.
Okay, those 6 minutes. How many questions?
3.
Any about sport? 3 questions?
No, I've got one about...
You waited 2 hours for 3 questions?
Right, and I managed to... Usyk was the only sporting question, and that was just about it in the film.
What? Oh, I see, okay.
Because he's in it, Alexander Usyk.
And then they wrapped you up. That's it? Time's up?
Woman, they didn't. The woman in the corner.
Yeah, no, but they're meant to look nice, right?
Yeah. So, but no,
Did he stand up, The Rock? Do you see how tall he is?
Yeah, he's tall. He's big.
Brilliant. He's tall.
No, he's lost a lot of weight.
Detail there.
He lost a lot of weight.
No.
You know, before...
I think that's for another role, though.
You know, like usually... I mean, he's still ripped as they come.
Is he?
Yeah. But he
looks ill, doesn't he?
He like shrunk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, yeah, really, listen, great experience. Corinthia Hotel, lovely.
Did he have glasses on?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Cool geezer, isn't he?
Yeah.
They're both fantastic.
Really good. Lovely watch on, by the way. Oof.
What do you have on?
Like, I just saw a whole bunch of diamonds. So yeah, I think it was a Patek.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
What a life. Right, that'll be on next week's show, will it? We look forward to that. On this week's show, or more importantly, today's show, we have got lots coming up. Obviously, the normal with the end of show quiz, the best of talkSPORT. Goldstein's no Googling at 6:30. That'll be good.
Will it?
We'll talk about Forest a bit later on. Big night for Nottingham Forest. They must be, and all their fans will be very excited about that. And a tough game as well. They're playing Anthony and his Real Betis side. So we'll talk about that a bit later on. But we're going to start with last night's football. Oh, a bit later on, we'll talk about whether or not you should be yellow and red carded for taking off your shirt. Mm-hmm. It's absolutely ridiculous in my opinion, but all that is coming up in a bit. We're going to start off with last night's football because Wolves, well, we know they had a shocking start to the season, but they had some joy last night as they knocked Everton out of the Carabao Cup. So, was David Moyes to blame?
It's Wolves 1, Everton 0. Marshall Manetzi has scored it from about 6-7 yards out. Tolu Arakadare on as substitute, race forward, delightful little chip, little dink over Travers. That should be enough here.
Playing against a poor Wolves side, they're out of form, out of confidence. Go in there and prove it to me. So maybe he learned some lessons last night.
Now the result's gone against them, the question mark is there, and it's valid. 4,000 Everton fans that went down there, they were expecting to go through and see the best team play, and they didn't. So they've got every right to be fuming.
Bit of joy for the black and gold. Everton just not quite good enough. Wolves 2, Everton 0.
Yeah, Everton lost to rock bottom Wolves last night after David Moyes, the manager, made 7 changes to his starting 11. It's actually the 4th time out the last 5 seasons that Everton have been knocked out of the Carabao Cup in the 3rd round, and David Moyes spoke to talkSPORT after the game last night. Despite the poor result, the Everton gaffer refused to let it dampen his side's start to the season.
Well, it's one game in the Cup we've lost. We've actually played really well. We've just come away from Anfield, played pretty well there, so we've started the season good. So I wouldn't be certainly getting too disappointed about it. But we'll set pretty high standards, and we obviously didn't reach them as much as we'd like tonight. But the second half performance in a way merited a draw out the game. I think that.
I've got. Whoa, that's That's nice, and that's a good start. Whoa. Oh, wait. You know there's a mic there and you can... Do you want some water? Can we get Mr. Bent some water? Look, he's met The Rock and he thinks he's one of them now, look.
What?
Mr. Bent would like some water quickly. Here's my problem with David Moyes making so many changes, okay?
Yep.
The best that Everton can hope for at the beginning of the season, the best, realistically, they ain't going to win the Premier League, right? They're not going to get top 7. They're not. The best Everton can hope for is a cup run, be it FA and Carabao, okay?
Yep.
I would say it's probably easier to win a Carabao Cup than an FA Cup. History.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, dictates that. So with that in mind, Everton aren't going to go down. They're far too good for that. Their next game is until Monday, right? So they've got time off, right? Thank you for that. They've got time off.
Thank you very much for that.
Why is he not putting out a full-strength side to try and progress into the next round? It's their only chance of anything this season. And straight away, like previous seasons, 4 of the last 5, poo-poos it. And I just don't get that. I just don't understand it.
I think for David Moyes, he's made the changes he's done because Everton over the last few seasons, right, certainly as long as I can remember, actually, not as long as I can remember, but in recent times, have been absolutely appalling in the league, right, where it's been a real struggle. I know they had points deductions and things, but it's been a real struggle. And he's probably thinking to himself, what I don't want, because realistically, I know anyone can win it because people are going to say, well, Palace did it, but I genuinely think that 13th last season was decent, 15th before that, 17th before that, 16th before that. I almost feel like he wants to get the league form sorted first before he's like, right, let's attack a cup competition. Now, I understand people's point that the Everton fans went down there. They expected a better level of performance, and I agree with them. But when you look at the change that they made, like, they should still be able to get a result against a Wolves side because Wolves have had a tough start to the season, and to be fair, they made a couple of changes as well. But when you look at who Everton brought in, Tyler Diblin, they just spent a lot of money on him, so he's decent. Alcaraz, Premier League experience, can score goals. Dwight McNeil, he was probably one of their best players a couple of seasons ago. Tino Barry, brought him in as well. Then the rest of the team is what we've come to expect. I mean, the goalkeeper didn't play, Travers played, but they had Coleman, Michael Keane, Tarkowski, Jacob Brown has been playing there, Garner's been playing.
Who's been the best 2 players this season?
The 2 attackers in Dewsbury Hall and Grealish.
Right, and they're dropped.
Yeah, but my point with Grealish, you can't just flog him to death. He spent 2.5 years not playing. You can't just play him every game.
I know, but in a cup game, you should play him.
What would you rather do? Miss him out for a cup game and you go out?
They're not going to go down.
No, but
they're not going to go down.
Mate, you say that, but
they won't.
I don't think they will.
They won't.
They won't. But no, my point is, Grealish hasn't played much football over the last couple of seasons. You can't just flog him to death.
Okay, let me ask you this, right? What's Everton's aim now this season? What is it?
A more comfortable finish than it was last year.
And that's it.
That's it for now.
So what are we now? We're coming up towards the end of September.
Yep.
And already Everton's aim is just don't go.
Well, now, but David Moyes got to utilise the squad. It's not the biggest squad anyway.
You've lost to bottom of the table Wolves without a win this season.
You've lost to a Premier League side.
I know, but they haven't won the game this season.
Premier League side they've lost to. So it's not like they've lost to a League One side and you go, oh my goodness.
So you think it's the right thing, do you? All those fans that have paid money to go see him and dreaming. I mean, you sort of nonchalantly mentioned Palace, right?
Yeah.
But Palace did win the FA Cup, so it's possible.
It is possible.
Newcastle did. I'm not putting Newcastle in the same bracket of Everton, but Everton will have the same aspirations as Newcastle did maybe 5-6 years ago, right? Newcastle won the League Cup.
But David Moyes, I think, is prioritising the league because he's thinking to himself, do you know
what?
We need to have a better league campaign than we've had previous.
You ask any Evertonian, right?
Yeah.
If they had the choice between 8th, they're not going to get top 7, 8th,
yeah,
and no cup,
yeah,
or 17th and cup.
But they're not going to win the cup.
No, I know, but a cup run. They've got nothing. It's September. They've got nothing.
17th in a cup run. I bet you they won't want that.
They've got nothing to look forward to.
So 17th in a cup run's a good season.
Well, I'm giving you cup run because I think they might have a chance of winning it.
They're not going to win it.
Or the League Cup.
But that's good. 17th in a cup run.
Yeah.
No, David Moyes is thinking absolutely. For David Moyes, it's not good enough.
I reckon
which is why he made the changes.
I reckon Everton fans would take semi-finals of FA and Carabao Cup and 17th over any other scenario.
Oh no, 17th? No way. Not again.
A cup run.
No, but they haven't won it. What's the point of having a cup run if you don't win?
Well, you're not going to win anything in the league.
Well, no. I think David Moyes.
There's no difference between 10, 11, 12, 13, 14,
yes, there is.
16,
yes, there is. 17th and 10th is a big difference. A huge difference. If that was the case, why did managers lose their job then?
Well, it depends what club.
Well, at that club. If that 17th was all right, then why would they lose their job?
I know, but they lose their job because they get neither of the options I'm giving you.
No, because their league form has been atrocious.
Yeah, as well as cup form.
No, okay, Ange Postecoglou won a cup and lost his job.
He was always getting the same.
No, but you can't just use it as...
Spurs are bigger than Everton in as much that...
My point is that they've won as a manager, has won a cup and lost his job because their league form was appalling.
Well, I personally think as an Everton fan, you want more than just survival.
No, I think Everton,
September, season's done.
I think Everton, fans will go, do you know what? I would like to I've got a result, but I understand the changes.
Okay.
Because their squad's not the biggest enough as it is.
Well, there's your question then. Do you understand the changes? 03717223344. Your answer to that very simple question right after this. Strive on talkSPORT. It's me, Andy Goldstein, and of course The Rock's new best mates, Darren Bent. Still to come, we'll discussing Hugo Ekitike's stupid red card last night. It was stupid. Just quickly, Thomas Frank has said that former Spurs striker Harry Kane is always welcome back. No surprise there if he would ever want to rejoin We'll be asking European football expert Kevin Atchard more about that a bit later on. Liverpool preparing to offer midfielder Ryan Gravenberch a new long-term contract as well.
Not surprised how good he is.
Great player. Great player. Right, we're taking your calls about Everton. And are they taking the Carabao Cup seriously? Obviously not. 03717223334.
I don't think you say obviously not, though.
Well, they've not made 7 changes.
Well, Wolves made 9.
Oh, no, but they won.
Okay, I get that, but my point is they both made changes.
Okay. Let's speak to Darren, who's an Evertonian fan. Hi, Darren, how are you?
Fine, thank you. You?
Oh, good, Daz. What's your view on it all?
Everton have been atrocious these past few years. We should be putting our first team out. We've got a new stadium. Let's go out there and show everybody what we can do.
I agree.
We've got the players, and you win the you win the Carabao Cup, you go in the Europa League. You win the Europa League, you're in Champions League. That's what we should be aiming for with the team that we've got. Don't make the changes. Get in there and get it done.
So you said with the team that you've got that you win the Europa League and then the Carabao Cup, then Europa League, and then get into the Champions League.
Well, you've got to build on it, ain't you? And the start that we've had, it's not been a bad start.
That's what I'm saying. But when you look at your league form over the last couple of seasons, that's what you need to build on. We've been fighting relegation for the last 4 years.
Yeah, but you've got to move forward, and with the players we've got in this year, we have moved forward slightly. But then you make 7 changes, and we should be aiming higher.
Okay, but Wolves made 9. Wolves made 9 changes.
We're as bad as Man U at the moment, and that's a poor Man U.
Not that bad. Not that bad. I think you're above us, aren't you?
Carry on playing like we did yesterday, we won't be.
Okay. Darren, see, one agrees with me. I think they all agree with me. Let's go to Steve, who's an Everton fan. Steve-o.
Hello, mate.
Hi, mate. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Yeah, I'd just like to say, I mean, I totally agree with Darren. You see, why not give them lads a run out in the Carabao game? We're not going to win the Carabao Cup. We're not going to win the FA Cup.
You're not going to win the Premier League.
We're not going to win the Premier League either. But I would much rather a top 10 finish than have a good run. I mean, what's a good run? I mean, a good run could risk, injuries with our obviously top players.
Palace did it.
Yeah, I understand that, but at the same time, why risk our players for a good
glory.
cup run? Because we're not really going to win it, are we?
Well, you might, Newcastle won the League Cup, Palace won the FA. I think last season's domestic cups proved that Everton could win one.
Yeah, we could win one, but the Premier. See, when you've been an Evertonian, you've been battling for Premiership survival for such a long time. That's the key worry here.
Steve, I'm going to ask you a question. Think about your answer. Bearing in mind what you've just said, okay?
Yeah.
If you were the chairman of Everton, and at the beginning of the season, the FA wrote to you and said, "Do you want us to include you in the Carabao Cup and FA Cup?" What would you say?
No.
And that's insane, isn't it?
No, because I don't think we've got a chance of winning it, and at the same time, we're risking injury, which could potentially jeopardise us. Because when you're down at the bottom of the league and you're constantly worrying about relegation, because it's a big thing, relegation, obviously, isn't it? Premierships, where's the money at? Even if you go down into the Championship, are you going to come back up? So it's been a big worry for a lot of Evertonians for a long, long time.
Steve,
so just top 10, being realistic.
Steve,
would be
when you come to the first or third round of the FA Cup, right? Do you want to get beat in it first match?
Oh no, you don't want to get beat.
You just said you don't want to be in it.
Yeah, but you don't want to get beat. I mean, you go as long as you can go. But
a minute ago, you didn't want to go in it, Steve. A minute ago, you didn't want to go in the competition.
That was a different question. But now that that's like hypothetical, isn't it? Because we're not going to get asked that question. Do you want to go in it? We are going to go in it anyway because that's just how it is. So why not give them lads who are not getting first team football at Premiership level, why not give them a run out in the cup games, and what will be will be? Because like you say, we wouldn't have won it. We wouldn't have won it. We're not going to win a cup, and Premiership survival was key. But with the players that we've bought, a top 10 finish is realistic. I would much rather be a top 10 finish than have a good run. I mean, what's a good run?
And that's the thing, Steve. When you look at the changes, that he made, as I said last night, you had people like Tyler Dibden who they've spent big money on. So he plays. Dwight McNeil has been one of their better players over the last 5 years. He's been good. Tino Barry they brought in this summer as well. They signed him as well. Alcaraz, yeah, he's been at Southampton. He's scored goals in the Premier League.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a big drop off.
Okay. Steve, let me ask you: the next 10 years, you can either finish 10th every single season and not win a domestic cup.
That's a ridiculous question.
Oh, no, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, let me ask it. Or you can finish 15, 16 over the next 10 years, but one of those 10 years you win a domestic cup. As an Everton fan, what would you prefer?
I mean, it is a bit of a far-flung question.
Well, no, there's a reason I'm asking it. So answer it, and I'll tell you why I asked.
I'd rather be in the top 10.
Okay.
Forget about the clubs.
Okay. All right, well, there you go.
It's a very bad question.
Well, no, it's not, because my point was, if he said, I'd rather have one trophy in 10 years, this might have been the year, and you've just dismissed it.
No, but you're saying like
no, top 10 for Everton.
But hypothetical.
Top 10 for Everton is rubbish.
It's not rubbish.
Everton are bigger than let's try and get top 10.
Well, the last few years they haven't been.
I know, but they're bigger than that. They've got to think bigger. You
can't just go think bigger when you've been fighting relegation. You can't.
Palace thought bigger.
Okay, but they still finished 10th.
They won it.
That's one. I don't think Everton now in a position to do that. Squad wise, it's not big enough.
So first kick of the season, and Everton fans are like, if we can finish 10th.
Start of the season, if you ask Everton fans finish 10th, they'd bite your hand off.
I know, but you still want to try and win the cup.
No.
He didn't want to go in the competitions.
Get the cup. Just say to Everton fans 10th, they'd bite your hand off.
Mark is a toffee. Hi, Mark.
Hello, lads.
I don't know if you heard the last caller, but he doesn't want to be in the FA Cup or League Cup.
I'm absolutely fuming. Honest to God, I was screaming. I'm screaming at the wireless, like Everton Football Club are one of the biggest clubs in the world still, and I don't care about, what you haven't won, for years. We are a legacy club. We are a founder member of the league. We should have aspirations to win everything we go into. And so we put our strongest side out, and because we live in the shadow of Liverpool,
What do you make of a fellow fan saying he'd rather not enter the domestic cups every season?
He's obviously never been in the city of Liverpool. I just think that's insane, and I think even like Darren's point's insane. Yeah, we've been down in the dumps for a while, but like you say, things are turning. So if you get on, once you go on a run, I remember I went to the first time we won. Well, we got to the final in the 2 replays in '77. It's incredible, and when the FA Cup runs, but Moyes is always weird about cups, I remember a semi-final.
Well, not weird. I mean, he won one not too long ago, a European Cup. So I think he understands the squad. And the changes he made last night, you got beat by Wolves. You made 9 changes. So I don't think he's obviously trying to utilise the squad. And I hear what you're saying about 77, I think it was, and the FA Cup runs. But Everton haven't been at that side for a long time.
Yeah, but you'll never win an FA Cup if you don't try and win it.
Well, okay, but
they didn't try and win.
Well, this is once, and it's a league. It's once. Everton have got nowhere near it recently. Nowhere near it.
Okay. Still to come, we'll be getting all the very latest from Nottingham Forest and their return to European action. First, it's time for No Googling Part 1. Remember, I didn't write this, I didn't write the next one, but Goldstein's No Googling, the one everyone talks about, is coming up at 6:30. Brighton's Diego Gomez scored 4 goals against Barnsley last night to help his side into the next round of the League Cup. It was well. We want to know, who's the last player to score 4 goals away from home in a League Cup match? Okay. You should get this. It's your team.
I think it was against Reading.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. What do you think your surname begins with?
P?
No. I don't think you've got it. We'll find out after this. Live and Drive and Talk Sport.
ahead of Forest's first European outing in 30 years. Captain Ryan Yates has this message for the travelling fans.
Absolutely go out there and enjoy it, and yeah, feel free to dream, because we'll hopefully be bringing that to the pitch. They've been through many highs and lows over the past sort of 15-20 years.
Ange Postecoglou admits a European adventure was one of the big draws of taking this job on.
Memorable experiences. It's the same as a player and as a coach. Winning away in Europe is tough, but if you can manage that, it always remains in the memory as something special. So, hugely looking forward to this campaign.
Forest's trip to Real Betis is live on talkSPORT 2. Here on talkSPORT, Arsenal make the journey to Port Vale in the League Cup. The build-up gets underway at 7. Now, an unforced error by David Moyes, according to some, for rotating his Everton squad and going out of the Carabao Cup at the hands of Wolves. talkSPORT's Danny Murphy admits he's surprised by the Toffees manager.
Cup competitions for Everton is their only chance, isn't it, of course, and getting something, and they're already out of 1. And Wolves, lack of confidence, lost 5 on the spin. You've beaten them already a couple of weeks ago. Just let the front lads go and cause havoc again. So I can't go against the Everton fans complaining, because I get it.
Next up for Everton, West Ham at home on Monday night, live and exclusive on talkSPORT.
talkSPORT, me, Andy Goldstein, Mr. Angry Darren Bent alongside me. Before the break, asked the question: who's the last player to score 4 goals away from home in a League Cup match?
Go on.
I'm going to give you a clue, all right? Because you didn't know. First name is a mint you put in your mouth.
Polo.
Yes. Well done.
Polo.
Surname is when you take a child to church and the vicar puts water on their head. What's that called?
Baptised.
Yeah. What's his name?
Julio Baptiste.
When was that?
Oh, I know it's Liverpool.
Against Liverpool. What was that? Anfield? Yeah, what year?
I remember it, but I didn't think that was the last one.
Go on, have a guess.
2012?
2007, sorry.
Was it?
2007. 18 years ago.
Jeez.
That's frightening.
He was decent, he was. Beat the Beast.
He was a big old lump, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's his nickname, the Beast.
Yeah. Still to come, we'll be hearing what tennis legend Boris Becker had to say about Lamine Yamal on the breakfast show this morning. But now, former England striker Wayne Rooney has been speaking to the Rio Ferdinand Presents podcast, and the United legend was asked how he thinks he'd get on in today's game.
I think I'd score a lot more goals.
Well, what makes you say that?
Defenders can't defend.
What do you...
Well, what do you think?
Yeah,
I know you're you were a defender, and
no, I think definitely the level of defending now is not the same standard as it was before.
Near. You think back and you're playing against yourself and Vidic or John Terry or Carvalho. Some of these defenders were tough defenders. Sol Campbell, hard defenders to play against. And and it was a fight, it was a battle. You come off, I've got scars all over my head.
I'll ask you the same question. Do you think you do better now?
Just because the game's changed, particularly. The reason why I think I do well nowadays is because no one really runs in behind. Like the last one who was natural at doing that was Jamie Vardy.
Yeah.
Just running, that was my strength, getting in behind. But it's always hard when you compare eras because the era before mine will say that theirs was the hardest, and I fully understand that. And I think back to the defenders who I played against, the likes of Rio, JT, Ledley King, wow, Sol Campbell, these guys, so many, Jamie Carragher, so many of these guys are good defenders. But you're being asked to do a lot more now. I think defenders nowadays certainly have been asked to do now, playing up more from the back. So yeah, it's a difficult one, but I just think because of my skill set in terms of running in behind, everyone wants to play to feet, don't they? Everyone wants to play little patterns of play and things like that. Sometimes if you just spin the ball in behind, that's your best way of getting chances.
What side of the Premier League, not would you like to play for, would suit your style the most?
Oh, it's hard though, isn't it? I'm trying to think, because no one really does that.
No, they don't, do they?
No flipping in behind, putting crosses in the box, getting real service. I mean, everyone just plays. It's a difficult one.
It's totally different. Most play with like inverted wingers.
Do you know what I mean?
So if you're right-footed, you play on the left, so there's no crosses coming in.
No, it's so tactical. But
very rare you get headers nowadays. Have you noticed that?
Well, no one crosses the ball anymore.
No.
But what I think Waz is right in terms of what he's saying, because he was scoring goals in an era where I thought, well, we had some of the best defenders there were, and he was scoring a lot of goals. So you put him into today's football.
Yeah.
Like for me, he's one of the greatest players to play in the Premier League. He's that good. He'd score goals in any era. I think that's what you say about Wazza. Any era, he could have scored goals in.
Yeah. A reminder that Rio Ferdinand will join Alan Brazil and Ray Parlour this Friday on The Breakfast Show.
So he promised he was coming on our show. What's going on here?
Oh, Rooney. Rio, you're right.
When we saw him.
Face to face.
Face to face.
He looked you in the eye.
Yeah.
And he went, yeah, I'll come in.
Whenever you want me to come on Monday, I'll come in.
Yeah. He said that, didn't he?
Yeah.
You coming in? Yeah, I'll definitely do it.
Mm.
And nothing from him.
Nothing. That to our face.
Well, your face. You're the one he had the conversation with. You know him, right?
Yeah.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
I'll definitely come in.
I'll
That's
put
what
him.
he said, wasn't it?
Who are you supposed to be?
That's what he says, isn't it?
I'm putting
100%. I'll definitely come in.
I'm putting him up on that.
Well, how? You don't see him. He changes his number every 4 minutes.
No, I'll get him. If I have to go for his brother, I will.
Fine. That sounds wrong. Boris Becker joined Alan Brazil and Ali McCoy on the Breakfast Show this morning. The tennis legend offered some advice to Barcelona superstar Lamine Yamal on how he should deal with the stardom at such a young age.
Well, it rings alarm bells for me if I see Lamine is wonderful, he's winning everything, he's the best young player in the world. But obviously, that reminds me of young Boris Becker at 17. So pick your friends, trust your family, just build up a network of security that once you finish your football, you're not gonna make the obvious mistakes. But that's we have to watch this space. And if I go back to your talk show in 10 or 15 years, we might talk about Lamine again. What's happening to him.
I think Brazil will be there. I mean, he'll be here, but not here. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Listen, you would have played with loads of young kids coming through, 17, maybe 16, 17, 18. You'd have thought they look great.
Mm.
Did you ever see a player surround himself by the wrong people and you thought this is going to damage his career?
Probably, but again, it's a difficult one because they're not on that level. I mean, he's coming through a club like Barcelona, where the moment he touches the first team, all eyes are on him. And to be fair to him, he hasn't disappointed in his performances for Spain. I did quite a few Spain games in the Euros. I'm watching him close up. Oh my goodness, you have no idea how good this kid is. But I think it's crucial. I think Boris Becker's 100% right. Like you surround yourself with people because something I found certainly when you get into the first team, when you start to do well, get a bit of a reputation, is people trying to attach themselves to you. Like all of a sudden now you get the promoters. Oh, come to this nightclub. We can get you this table, that table.
Are you talking from experience?
Experience, yeah. And then, but
really?
I've always had the same friends around me, so they're the ones going, get lost, get out of here. But then, yeah. But then you also get, when you finish and you go back to the same people, like, oh, let's go. All of a sudden they don't want to pick up the phone. Can't do it tonight. We've got so-and-so coming in. Do you know what I mean? So
how important do you think it is for these young kids, and it's difficult to find the right people, but to surround themselves by experience management rather than my brother's going to look after me or my dad's going to look after me? Because we see that a lot.
Yeah, but I can see both sides of the argument because I think if you're a superstar, right, and then you know what you're worth, and then your brother wants to represent you or someone in the family, I understand that you want to keep all the money in-house. I get that. If you're doing all this work, why should you then pay out of the family when you've got someone who could do that for you? Maybe not to that level, but with experience, with doing more and more contracts, the better you become, right? At anything.
Yeah.
So that I understand, but also as well, I was like someone that I could trust, and I think, you know what, at least they know what they're talking about. That I wouldn't have to worry about if I'm not having a conversation with this person, that they're they're having the right conversations for me. They're thinking like I'm thinking. Do you know what I mean? So I was always happy with my agent, like really happy with my agent. And I think I think Harry Kane changed, didn't he?
No, it's with his brother.
Yeah, but was he always been with his brother?
Always, yeah.
But there was a situation, didn't his brother mess up a deal to City or something? Something went wrong for Kane or something with City.
I don't think his brother was responsible for that.
Or advised him to go about it the wrong way. Because remember we had that little...
I think it was reported, but I don't think that was actually the case.
Well, remember there was that thing where he...
No, I'll tell you what it was. It was something to do with he signed a long-term deal at Spurs, like a 5-year deal. And people was questioning why he signed such a long deal. But that was done before his brother Charlie
Well,
took
no,
over.
do you remember there was that thing where it was saying he didn't come back?
Oh, yes, I do remember that. You're right.
Remember, he didn't come back, but...
Yes, you're right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, but listen, that's irrelevant now. I always think you need to put the right people around you. And again, if you're going to have people that you've grown up with, that have seen you come from almost... And this is going to sound strange, but you know what I'm talking about. If you see you've got people around you that have seen you, I know, from school, and Mariah, so they've seen you before all the money's come in. Then when you start to get the money, then when you've got the money, and they're the exact same people around you, they're the people that you need.
Yeah. I'm not comparing you to Lamine Yamal, but still, at a young age, you were playing professional football in the first team.
Mm-hmm.
Who did you have representing you?
My agent, I had an agent.
You had an agent from what age?
Oh, I had an agent. So I changed quite early on. So I went with a guy called Neil Fewins from about, I'd say, so I went to Charlton, my old agency did that. And then when I moved...
Hold on. How old were you at Charlton?
I went to Charlton at 21. Right, so I had the same agent.
So I'm talking about when you were at Ipswich.
So when I had the first agent,
yeah.
Oh, from about 16.
Okay.
Because I was touching the first.
How did that come about, the agent?
Someone introduced me to them.
Okay, what, a player?
Yeah, player, yes.
Okay, so you got an agent, right?
But then when
did your dad never... I'll do it.
No. And then, no, he didn't. And then, but then when I got to a certain level where I kind of thought, certain things that feel right. And then I had another conversation with another agent, Neil.
Yeah.
Who then I went, it just, when you know something's right, I thought, yeah. So I went with Neil.
Okay, how long
I was up the whole time.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, and even now I'm still with the same company, but just...
Is that Duncan?
Yeah, but it's like a media... So, because Neil's football.
Media arm to it, right.
He's all football.
Okay.
So, no, I still keep in contact with him, and I think you need to have a feel of it. You need to feel if something's right. And I think if you do, then you can... If you go with your gut,
yeah,
usually that tells you what's going on.
You must have heard of other players not happy with their agent, like...
Oh, my goodness, yeah. I know players before from way back that got tied into their agent from young, couldn't get out.
Wow, what do you mean? So, in media... That can be a thing. You can be with an agent for a long time.
Yeah.
Okay, let me give you an example of what can happen in media. You tell me if the same can happen in football. So, in theory, in media, you could be with an agent and you could leave the agent, but all deals that you get from that... So, for argument's sake, if I left my agent today and I stay with talkSPORT for the next 10 years, that agent I've left would still demand a cut
a bit of that.
This deal.
Yeah, a little
Is
bit
it the same with football? Is it that difficult to get away from a deal when
yes,
you're
it depends.
Really?
Yeah, and conversation, big conversation could have to be paid. Like, it's not as easy as that. It's just going, I'm walking away.
Okay. Well, I suppose rightly so because they're responsible for getting you that deal, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know some players that were good young players but got stuck with the wrong agent and never really got to the level that they should have done because the agent would just take in and take in and take in and take in.
Yeah. Okay. Good agent chat. I like that. Now, from 5 o'clock, we will be talking about whether or not it's right or wrong to get booked when you take your shirt off. Okay? I've got an idea. What?
It is if you're not in good shape.
Well, that's just a general rule.
Yeah.
I've got an idea as to how you can take your shirt off and never get booked. So I'll go through that. Also, I think the rule's too old now. And I question what grown people need to take the shirt off when they celebrate. Anyway, so we'll talk about that. And, of course, we'll look ahead to Forest. They're in action tonight. They return to Europe. That game will be live on talkSPORT 2. A busy couple of hours. If you want to talk about getting yellow cards and red cards when you get your shirt off, 03717223334. Lots coming up in today's Drive Time show with me, Andy Goldstein, and the superstar and the best friend of the Rock, Darren Bent. Yes, at Drive and talkSPORT, me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent alongside us. To come, Kevin Atchard will join us for a bit of drive worldwide. Just quickly, Barcelona midfielder Gavi could miss 5 months of the season after having knee surgery. That would include big games against squad rotation. Well done. Aston Villa defender Andrew Konsa has said that head coach Unai Emery was right to label the players lazy following their terrible start to the season. Right, my friends, it's time for this.
Paddy Power on talkSPORT. With Paddy's Super Sub, your new bet rolls over to the new player coming on. T's and C's and exclusions apply. 18 plus, begambleaware.org.
Yes, time now for today's bet builder with the friends at Paddy Power. Let's welcome Ben Steely to the show. Steely?
Yep, how you getting on, mate?
Well, good, mate. How are you? You all right? You well?
Yeah, tipping along nicely.
Good. Thank you for coming on. We are looking forward to tonight in the Europa League as Betis play Forest. Can you remind everyone how the bet builder works? And, of course, the charity that, fingers crossed, will benefit.
Yep, sure. So, obviously, as you said, it's Forest versus Betis down in Seville. We've got 5 picks for this that we'll combine together. One from the three of us, one each from the three of us. Sorry, one from your producer, and then the last one is the most popular pick from the Paddy Power punters so far. We'll combine that into one single bet build. We'll stick a £10 bet on that, and hopefully win a bit of money for the Attitude Foundation, who do a lot of great work supporting LGBTQ causes across the country.
Good answer. Right, it's a 5-leg bet builder. These are our picks. I've gone for Betis to win the game.
You have, yeah. And look, I quite like that as well myself, to be fair. They're 6-5. They've only lost once in their first 6 games over in Spain. They've got a pretty experienced squad, loads of Premier League names that you'll remember there. I had a look at their game at the weekend. They beat Sociedad 3-1. They had 8 players who played in the Premier League before, and Manuel Pellegrini's the manager. So a lot of people for us to remember from his time in the Premier League.
Okay. Bentley, what are you gone for?
I've gone for Chris Wood to score.
You have, yeah. Look, I was just listening before I joined here. You had a quiz question about Julio Baptista. I've got one for you here as well, guys, which is, who's the last Forest player to score in Europe? It was back in 1996.
Chris Mark-Williams.
No, it wasn't. No, Steve Stone.
Hold on, let's have another guess.
Steve Stone.
Steve, we're going to go. We're locking in Steve Stone.
Well, you've absolutely nailed that, lads.
Thank you.
That's well done. So Chris Wood, obviously the main man in front of goal for Forest now. He's not scored since the opening day of the season, but 7-4, he's looking to be the first man since Old Stoney to get himself a goal.
Okay, next
Europe.
Next up is producer Billy, who, by the way, I've just got a text from your mum. She's going to pick you up at 5, normal time, normal place. He's gone for over 3.5 goals, little Bill.
He has, yeah. Look, I suppose he's probably expecting that from Ange. All his mates bombing on, all the defenders getting forward. And to be fair, Betis aren't exactly shy themselves. They've scored in every game this season. They've only kept 1 clean sheet, so looks a good pick to me, to be honest.
Okay, 3 down, 2 to go. We've got the people up next. What have they gone for?
They've gone with your old mate Anthony. It's one of the many players who was shipped off by Amrim and then seemed to enjoy a new lease of life as soon as he left. He got 9 goals for Betis last season after joining in January. 4 of those were in the Conference League. But he's yet to score this season, so it's not all bad news for you, Andy. But all he has to do is get a shot on target here, force the keeper into a save, and that'll be a winning bet.
The last one is on your shoulders. What are you going for, Ben?
So hopefully to bring it home is another ex-Premier League man, a bit of a cult hero at West Ham, Pablo Fornals. I'm not a West Ham fan myself. I don't remember him scoring loads of goals when he was in England, but he's got 2 in his last 2 games for Betis, obviously enjoying his time over there. He's 13-8 to have a shot on target in the game there as well.
Okay. All of that means, can you confirm the odds and the value of the charity bet, please?
Yeah, sure. So that all comes together a shade under 30-1. For the bet builder there, so we'll be placing a £10 bet, and hopefully, if we picked out a winner, we didn't do too well when I was on here last time. We only got the 1, but hopefully this will come out winning us £309, including stake for the Attitude Foundation.
Sounds a lot of money. Fingers crossed. Thanks for coming on, Ben. We'll speak to you in a bit. Have a good evening.
No worries. Chat to you in a bit.
There you go. That's Paddy Power's bet builder for today. Minimum odds 1 to 5 leg 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
Paddy Power on talkSPORT. With Paddy's Super Sub, your new bet rolls over to the new player coming on. T's and C's and exclusions apply. 18 plus, begambleaware.org.
Just quickly, I'm looking at my screens. I'm seeing Harry Kane. Everyone's talking about Harry Kane and Spurs shirt and buyback clause and all that.
Where is he, mate? I can't see him.
He was on that one. They've gone to an ad break now, right? No, it's one when I pointed to O'Hara. All right, okay. And this is no disrespect to Spurs, but if he makes it common knowledge that he's coming back to the Premier League, why would he pick Spurs? He could go to anyone, right?
No, not anyone. He's not going to City. No.
Well, okay, if Haaland were to leave for Barca, but yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But anyone other than that, you're going to say Liverpool, they've spent the money, but you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's his club, innit? Tottenham's his club.
You think that? So, I mean, it's only going to be if he wins the Champions League. So you think all boxes ticked, he'll come back just for glory days?
No, maybe to break the record.
Yeah, no, for that reason.
But I don't think that's enough to come back for. He's at Bayern Munich, man. They're pushing. He's winning another league title. They're pushing Champions League every year.
Yeah, I agree.
Perhaps a wonderful football club. I just don't. One of the biggest clubs in the world.
Yeah.
I don't see why he'd come back just to.
Those kids are apparently loving life in Germany at school.
I mean, he is an absolute king over there, by the way.
Yeah.
King.
It's unbelievable.
I mean, his numbers are ridiculous. When you start looking at what he's got over there, I mean.
Here's a question for you. I know we're running late. Just sorry, Bill. Is there anything he can do that everyone will go, okay, yeah, brilliant? Because he'll always have doubters, right?
No, he can't.
There's nothing.
If he scores, say he plays for England, and he scores in a World Cup final
and wins it, then that's it.
Then yeah.
So he's got to score the winning goal in the World Cup final for everyone to.
Well, he's won a World Cup Golden Boot and he's won a Euros Golden Boot.
Yeah.
And people still hate him. The guy's got it for Bayern Munich, right? League games, 70 goals in 67 games.
That's not even real. Those numbers. You can't do that on a PlayStation.
No, and he's got 98 and 103 in total for Bayern.
That's nuts, isn't it?
Nuts.
And he's England's top goal scorer by miles.
By a mile.
Okay. When we come back, we'll be talking about should you get booked for taking your shirt off. I think it's an old rule. And also, if you take your shirt off when you played Sunday League football, why and what happens? 03717 23344. You need to take your shirt off for the next hour drive time.
Aguero, Solskjaer, Deeney, Watkins. Sure, you know all about those last-minute goals, but have you heard the one about the on-loan goalkeeper who saved his temporary employers from disappearing out the Football League and into almost certain financial oblivion? Back in 1999, Carlisle United, managed by Nigel Pearson, were fighting to stay in the Football League. Carlisle's finances were precarious with a capital P that season, leading to a scenario where, with 3 games to go, they had to ask the FA to sanction an emergency loan deal to bring in a goalkeeper. Swindon Town's Jimmy Glass arrived at the club. His efforts in his first 2 games earned the Cumbrians 2 draws. Those vital points meant that Carlisle went into their final game of the Division 3 season, now League 2, needing to beat mid-table Plymouth Argyle in front of their own fans and hope their relegation rival Scarborough didn't win against Peterborough at home. The game at the McCain Stadium finished 1-1, and with the same scoreline at Brunton Park deep into injury time, Scarborough's fans invaded the pitch en masse, believing their Football League status was secure, convinced they'd done enough to stay up. However, there'd be one more plot twist. Carlisle won a corner in the dying seconds, and up came Jimmy Glass. In one of those you couldn't make it up moments, Glass scored from a rebounded header and was promptly swamped by teammates and thousands of fans who quite simply couldn't believe what they'd just witnessed. As for Jimmy Glass, he became an overnight celebrity, but he never played for Carlisle again, and his playing career never really kicked on after that defining moment. He took on various jobs outside of football before finding his way back into the sport as player liaison officer at Eddie Howe's Bournemouth, and most recently the general manager at non-league Wimborne. Not the fairy tale ending to one of the most Hollywood moments in football, but the name Jimmy Glass will live on forever as the scorer of that goal, arguably the most important in any club's history.
This is your joke. What's his name again? Andy Goldstein.
Oh, no, it's a good show. Still to come, we'll be bringing you all the very latest from the British teams in action this evening as the Europa League football returns to the talkSPORT network. But now, Liverpool's perfect start to the season continued last night, and Hugo Ekitike stole all the headlines, but not necessarily for the right reasons.
Chiesa brings it down, squares it for Ekitike, and Liverpool retake the lead, and Hugo Ekitike has got 5 in a Liverpool shirt already. Ekitike's been sent off a second yellow card. He took his shirt off to celebrate scoring the goal. He'd already had a yellow card in this second period. 2 lemons make a strawberry. He's off from 0 to 0 in a matter of seconds.
Oh, what are you doing?
He's a young guy. He's emotional. It happens.
Oh, he's got to get a bit of stick for that. I mean, it's common knowledge. We all know that you're picking up a yellow card.
Yeah, despite Liverpool securing 4th place in the 4th round of the Carabao Cup with the winning goal against Southampton last night, Hugo Ekitike was foolishly sent off after taking off his top in celebration. Since then, Ekitike has gone on to apologise to the Liverpool fans for his actions. Arnie Slot was asked about the incident after the match, and it's safe to say the gaffer wasn't pleased.
Frustrating. I don't think it's necessary that something like this happens and then tell the players we will never do this again, because I don't think many players would do this after scoring a goal, taking off your shirt, let alone if you're already having a yellow. And I can maybe understand if you are no yellow and you score an 87th minute winner after you outplayed 3 players and hit the ball in the top corner. But if you score a goal like this, but I'm old-fashioned, I played 20 years ago, and not at this level, but if I get an assist like this, I would turn around and walk up to the guy who assisted me and said, it's all about you. But yeah, like I said, I'm 47 now, so maybe I have to adjust to this new generation. So you can walk away and say, I'm so happy with this goal, but never take your shirt off. So the good thing is that it doesn't cost us anything for tonight, but it does cost us a suspension for the weekend.
Now, Ian Danter, who was doing, I think, comms last night, has texted me, right? Quite like an essay. Look how long that is.
Yep.
Which surprised me because I'm sure I blocked Dance years ago, but obviously not. Do you want me to read it all out?
Yeah, go on.
You sure?
Yeah, I want you to see all of it.
Blimey, it's a long one, Dance. I was there at Anfield last night for the red card. First things first, you know it's going to be long when people start with that. The law is daft. However, that law has been on the books for many, many years now, so players cannot possibly plead ignorance, claiming they don't know why they're being booked. Okay, we'll go on to that. Some of the shirt stuff is narcissism for players who want to show us all how fit they are. I don't know. I can't remember who the first player was. Oh, he goes on. He's talking about Ravanelli in the 90s. I get it, Dance. I'm only playing. Here's the thing, right? I don't think players are taking off their shirt to show us how fit they are.
No.
Right?
I mean,
Because
Salah's done it a couple of times and ripped
they
up.
are ripped.
And I like that.
Mark, actually, maybe he's got a point. Maybe he's got a point. I would like to think, though, that in the moment, that's not what goes through your mind.
No, you don't think about anything.
I've scored a goal. I'm going to show people how chiseled I am. What I will say is I do find it bizarre that footballers have the need to take the shirt off anyway. Like, no, you wouldn't get a snooker player taking his waistcoat off. When
There's no passion in snooker.
Oh, there's passion in snooker, my friend.
Not like football, there ain't. Football's tribal.
Rugby players, they don't.
Maybe not, but it's different.
No, but there's no other sport.
Yeah, but still, but there's no other sport like football.
Long jump.
There's no other sport like football.
No, that is true.
Do you know what I mean?
But
I've done it.
Okay, but football's been about for years. Taking your shirt off hasn't in football.
It's been for a long time.
It hasn't.
Matt, I can show you images or footage.
Images? Yeah, go on. Of what?
In like the 80s, them doing it.
I don't think you can.
But you can. I can, trust me.
Okay, but it's becoming more and more popular.
Yeah, not so much more and more because if anything, it's going out the game because of the bookings. But there was a time when it was
nuts.
For it.
All right, so I've got a theory, right? I don't know how true this is.
Mm-hmm.
You answer me this question: what would happen if a player took his shirt off to reveal the same shirt?
I mean, that's
what would happen?
I mean, that's
mind blowing, isn't it?
You just go, no, ref, I'm short sleeve now, I'm hot.
Yeah. Taking the long sleeve off, and I've got the short sleeve. Well, you can't bother me for that.
I mean,
it's part of the reason why you can't take it off. Part of the reason. A number of reasons. One is in case it shows
a political message.
Okay, so you can't do it for that. So if you've got, like last night he took it off and he had a red.
Yeah.
Okay. The second one is, I'm guessing it's to do with sponsorship. People have paid a lot of money to have their name, especially a Chelsea player, plastered over you. And if you take it, so if you take off your long sleeve and lob it and go, I'm going to wear short sleeve. If there's a footballer listening to this, please try this at the weekend and see what happens.
They won't.
Why? Will you get booked for taking a long sleeve shirt off to reveal short?
Nah, of course, but it's just a waste of the kit man's time and all that. What's the point?
To prove a point.
No, but my thing is, right, I think it's a ridiculous rule, and I think it's a really ridiculous. I get it. Political message, 100%.
Of course.
Bare skin, 100%. In terms of kids,
why?
Because kids consider it's just not.
It's not on. There's loads of people who have top on.
No, but still, like in a footballing environment, it's supposed to be they're supposed to be role models for kids.
Well, like Giggsy, we'd never have seen that little tuft of hair.
There you go. Against Arsenal, we take your shirt off, right?
Yeah, that was funny.
So it's one of them where I think it's a rubbish rule unless it's those reasons, and especially if you've got an Under Armour on like he's got, which is you're not showing any skin. Come on, bit of common sense. I think they need to look at that rule because I think it's absolutely pathetic. But in that moment there, I can't have sympathy for Ekatike. Where I do is that you score the winning goal, and you take your shirt off because you're not thinking. And I've been there before
in the third round of the League Cup game.
Right, but again, the game's irrelevant because I remember playing against Portsmouth at the Valley for Charlton, right? Yeah. And got a bit of a rollick in at half time. Didn't play well, but I was seething from the way that Curbs had a go at me at half time. Set up the first one, scored the winner, right? Took my shirt off.
Oh my! I didn't know you did this.
Yeah, took my shirt off. I showed the goal. Great goal, by the way. Like swung it around.
Yeah.
I ran into the crowd. I was trying to get double booked because I'm sure I went to the crowd. But I was so angry and livid about being told off that when I scored the goal, I didn't even think. The shirt just comes straight off. Now again, I go back to
your shirt. Why don't you take your shorts and your pants off? Why?
I go back to my very first derby, Ipswich Town, right? Score the second goal. We beat them 2-0, Norwich. Remember, I'm only 18 or 17 at the time. I think I'm 18 at the time. First derby. Score the second goal. We win 2-0. Not only do I take my shirt off, bare chest, I jump in the crowd. No booking.
I didn't know this.
No booking.
Was it a bookable offence then?
I'm guessing not, but that's my point. Like, I jumped in the crowd, no bookings then, but I understand it from because everything you have to be seen as, everything nowadays is, how does it look? Image, how does that look if you take your shirt off?
Yeah.
Right? But I think if you're not showing any skin, any political message, like football's a game of emotion. That's why we all love it. And when you score a goal, for me, it's the best feeling in the world by none when you score a goal.
Yeah.
For those 5 seconds after you score, you don't know what's going through your head. Now, I've seen so many people take their shirt off, and I'm sure it happens throughout Sunday League. It's happened a couple of times in my little boys' football where they've taken their little shirt off.
No, it hasn't.
I swear.
What, like an 8-year-old taking his shirt off?
Taking their shirt off. And not only that as well.
Are you serious?
Yes. When they've seen celebrations from Match of the Day the night before, they've gone there and done the exact same thing.
You know, I get that. But an 8-year-old taking his shirt off...
He's got Under Armour underneath. So
Did he get booked?
No, not that age. Don't get booked.
Do you think he should?
No, I don't think you should get booked for any level.
No. This is a great question. If the rule as a professional is you get booked, do you not think they should follow those rules down?
No, I don't know.
Well, stop it at an early age.
No,
I don't agree with the rule, but stop them at an early age.
because they're young. Maybe we should get older, not under 11s and 12s. No, it's too young.
Why?
Because it just is.
Why?
Listen, I just think
do you get booked for everything else?
Not really. Like if you put a bad challenge in, and say you're a bit chirpy,
you get sent off.
No, right? You know, if you've been a bit chirpy, or you've made one or two bad challenges, the referee might go to your coach and go, "Listen, I don't have to send him off. Just take him off." Send the coach to take him off.
Oh my God, we've opened up a can of worms.
No, that's what happens.
Here's my question: do you think that a 10-year-old should be sent off?
No. No, they're young kids, man. No, of course not.
They've got to learn.
No, we're not 10 years old, Andy. Come on.
What year do they introduce offsides?
He's under 12, and they do now, but it's not. There's no linesman. The referee just has I'll put it up. There's no linesman.
So hold on. So they're allowed. They can watch telly. They can watch Match of the Day and see a horror challenge. You've just told me they replicate, they copy celebrations. They can see a horror challenge.
You very rarely see that.
But they can see one, and they can try and replicate it the next day and not get in trouble.
Yeah, but I've never seen that.
But they can.
Okay, they can, but I've never seen it.
That's not right.
And I've been watching it for like 5. I've never seen that.
But that's not right.
No, it's not right. But...
No, here's the thing. I think all the rules that the pros have
absolutely
adhered by.
No. Not when you're like 11 years old, 10 years old, no.
You explain why.
Because they're young kids. They have to learn.
But there's no better way of learning.
No, not that way. No, because you send him off. You could actually make that kid distraught. That could do a lot more damage than good by sending him off.
Why? What about the kid who's just 2-footed?
Well, I haven't seen that yet. I've just said that.
Oh, there'll be a day where you see it.
No, but
hold on. There will be a day when a 12-year-old or a 13-year-old 2-foot someone.
Okay, well, I haven't seen that yet, so I can't speak on that.
We'll open the phone lines up, right? For a number of questions. One will be, have you seen horror challenges at young ages with no repercussions?
Okay. I've seen people chuffle at a ref. I've seen so much, and the referee's always good. They go, "Coach, listen, he's a bit too."
No,
and they take him off.
If you've got a 13-year-old giving it to the ref, off.
No, not yet.
Okay, well there you go. There's your question. It's going to be taking the tops off. I think that's a much better question. No. Should the rules be the same for the pros as they are for the 10-year-olds?
No, honestly, you're not. No,
mate. I'm telling you, you can't have players out of control at 10. Learn.
No, but you got to think. 10 years old, he gets sent off, and you know what kids are like. He then starts to get bullied because he got sent off.
He won't get bullied.
Well, you're just giving.
What about the other kid whose knee's the other side of his leg?
Again, I haven't seen that.
Well, I bet someone listening's seen that.
Okay, but I can only speak.
If someone phones up and says I've seen it, horror challenge at 12. Yeah. Will you change your mind?
No, I still think no.
It's okay.
I'm not saying it's okay, but I think there's different ways to deal with it at that age.
All right, there's your question. All right, should the rules be the same for pros and for kids?
But I think taking your shirt off at pro level and getting booked for it if you've got Under Armour on is ridiculous.
Okay, I agree with that. But if that's the rule, do you think kids should have a yellow card for taking it off?
No, it depends what age.
12.
No, it's too young.
Okay. 03717 22 344. Should the rules be the same for the adults as they should be for the kids? Get dialing. Opposite driver talkSPORT, me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent is still here. Still to come, talkSPORT's Max Scott will be joining us to give us his latest on Forest's return to European football. That game, by the way, live on the talkSPORT network. I think talkSPORT 2, is that right? talkSPORT 2 tonight. Boys on the Sports Bar, take your calls from 10. Now, we are taking your calls. I've literally opened up the biggest can of worms ever. So much so, people like Jack Wilshere texting me, telling me I'm wrong. You can have yours, say 03717223344. The debate started on whether or not players should get booked for taking their shirt off. And it's somehow developed into, should the rules be same, all the rules, for kids compared to the adults, the professionals, even down to red cards for awful challenges.
Obviously, we've had people texting in. Someone sent a video in of a challenge. I don't know. I think they look a bit older than, maybe not. The challenge is horrific.
See, and in your world, the kid gets away with it. In mine, he learns.
No, he doesn't get. The coach subs him off.
Come here, stop crying. Come here, stop crying. Take the dummy out your mouth. Come here, off, done. Let's speak to Alex. He's first up.
You're a horrible man.
Teach him young. Hello, Alex.
How you doing, boys? You okay?
I'm great, man. How are you today?
I'm well, thank you very much. Good debate as always.
Do you know what? This wasn't what we were planning, but you probably heard the sort of evolution of it. And I think this is fascinating now to hear the parents, the adults' view on how the kids should be treated. What's your view? What's your experience of this, Alex?
Well, my experience just recently, I've got a lad who was in the academy up here, and he was playing in a Barnsley representative game at the weekend.
How old?
He's 11, well, he's 10. He's under 11s.
Okay.
And he was playing against Bradford boys, and the centre forward went through. The centre half came across and did a horror tackle on the young forward's knee. Straight red card in any game. Referee walked over, gave him a red card, and he was sent off.
Okay, right or wrong?
In my opinion, it was right. Their manager came on and said, "No, you've got to give us the opportunity to sub him off and what have you." But it was a really bad tackle, and he's got to learn. They can't carry on doing that. He'll just go through with him, and they think, "Oh, that's all right then."
How did the kid react that was red carded?
It was as if it was the norm, and I believe the week before they'd had 2 sent off.
Wow.
So
obviously not working then. Obviously not working then.
He's 10 years old and he got red carded.
He got red carded, yes.
That's amazing.
That's why I disagree. I know it's a bad challenge.
It's the right thing to do.
No, and it's a poor kid. That's where the manager just goes, listen.
What if it was your boy it happened on?
See, I was thinking that, and I'd be like, don't send him off. Just say to the boy, listen, it's a shame for Milan if that's happened to him. But I'd be
breaks his leg.
Yeah, it's horrific. But still, for the little boy learning, I'd say, just get him off. Sub him off and have a conversation with him, tell him you can't do that. Obviously, parent instinct kick in. No, first thing I'd go.
Disgusting.
No,
get him.
First thing I'd go and find their parents.
By the way, that's the dad.
Yeah, I gotta find his parents.
Where's his dad?
Yeah.
Come here.
So funny to remind me of something, right? Don't we?
Good.
No.
Oh, please tell us.
No, I got an altercation with a Swansea fan because.
What, as a player or a dad?
As a dad.
Yeah.
Last weekend.
Go on.
Just because he was like, it's kids' football, right? And I'm obviously shouting out words of encouragement to our team and to Milan, obviously trying to help him. But he's on the sideline shouting out about how crap Coventry are, how they're playing football like dog stuff.
Yeah.
So,
oh my God, you're using that language when kids are that's
yeah. So I had to
What'd you say?
So me and him were going back and forth for ages.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then what made it better was that Milan scored the second one to make it 2-0.
I can imagine what you were like.
Exactly. But no, I don't want to hear that, kids football.
Did he know you were?
No, I don't think so. Well, even if he didn't care.
He knows now. Good calls. Let's go to Gavin, a Spurs fan. Hi, Gav.
How you doing, Andy? How you doing, Bentley?
Good, man.
You all right?
You all right?
Regular listener, or normally go with Bentley. However, Andy, 1,000,000% behind you, chap. 1,000,000%.
Go on, explain why.
Well, when they're going to learn? They think they're going to get away with it all their life. I mean, I was a coach for 10 years. Under 14, there was this lad bullying my striker, bullying my defenders. I told him to remain calm, that it will come back. He just kept bullying them, doing horrible things like pinching them and all that type of stuff. What coaches teach that type of stuff, I don't know. And in the end, I said to the lads, just stay calm. He put a horrible challenge in. Their coach was applauding it, swearing. And I said, look, I'm going to have to pull my team off unless you take control of your lads. And then, unfortunately, 20 minutes later, the 14-year-old decided to ask me if I wanted to take this argument off the pitch. And I was like, no.
Yeah, but I think, do you know what, though? The only thing with Gavin with that, right, is that comes from the coach. So what I'm saying is 14 is getting older. So 14 is a bit different. 10 years old is different. At 10, it's the coach's responsibility to control these players. Now, if one of these players put a horror challenge in and it is a red card, I don't think you should send the kid off. I think the coach takes him off and explains to him why that's not acceptable. At 14 years old, it's a different conversation.
Gavin, let me ask you this. Should a kid get red carded at 14?
Most definitely,
Okay,
Andy.
hold on. Should a kid get red carded at 12?
Yeah, he needs to learn that,
Okay, hold on.
there's got to be consequence to their actions.
I agree with this, by the way. Should a kid get red carded at 9?
I think he needs to have a warning at that age. There needs to be that learning process that he can't do it. That maybe that's where the sin bin rule or the coach does withdraw him to say that's inappropriate.
Okay, what's the youngest then you think a kid should get red carded?
At the age of 10. If it's
10.
Depends how bad it is. If you're creating an injury to someone else, then that's the consequences in life, isn't it? If you do something in life, you should be. That's the penalty.
What if it's an accident though? Like he slipped.
Well, then he hasn't done it on purpose.
but still.
What happens in a professional game if that happens if you slip?
You get a red card.
There you go,
But that's male. That's male. I mean, that's
sexist now.
No,
there you go. There you go, everyone.
No, that's like elite level. I think at 10 years old.
I think the rules should be the same.
No, I
Mick's a
don't.
Spurs fan. He's up next. Hi, Mick.
Good afternoon, lads. You all right?
We're good, Mick. How are you? What's your view on this?
Well, I used to coach my boys' team for a few years, and they loved it. It was great, and I enjoyed it up until they got to 11, where offsides came in, and it all got horrible.
Yeah.
Because the worst thing in Sunday League football is the parents. The pressure they put the referees and the linesmen under is shocking. But just this scenario, if you're in a cup final, most coaches are decent and they will do the right thing for the kids. But if you're in a cup final and the team you're up against have got two really good centre forwards, yeah, you put your third and fourth central defenders on, they go and put in two horror tackles on them two good centre forwards. If you're just subbing them, then fine, you bring your best two players on and you're at an advantage.
Yeah, that's a great point. Do you get that, Benny?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
So what he's saying, if there's no punishment other than the referee says to the manager, take them off, then you'd start the game with your third and fourth best defenders.
Yep.
You'd say go and smash lumps out of those two.
Yeah.
Right, they injure the really good attackers on the other team, and then the referee goes, take them off, and you go, okay.
Yeah.
And you put your best two on. But you know that they're injured already.
I've been 41 years old. I've been involved in football for my whole life. So that's probably since I started playing. So you're saying, so I've been involved in football for 35 years.
Yeah.
I've never heard that ridiculous argument.
Well, you're learning then.
Well, I'm not learning.
Every day's a school day.
No, it's not. 35 years, I've never seen that.
Well, you've just heard it for the first time.
No, but he's made up a scenario. That's never happened. I've been in football for 35 years.
It's a learning game.
It's not, mate. It's never happened.
Like back to school for Bentley.
Honestly, it's not.
Red cards.
No, it's not red
5 years old, red card.
No, it's not.
Come here. What's your name? Oh.
Listen, mate, I don't know that challenge you just put on this young kid. Coach, can you take him off, please? No problem.
No.
Takes him off.
5-year-old, come over here. 3-year-old, come over here.
Honestly.
2-year-old, oh, you can't walk yet. Crawl over. You're off. Still to come, we'll be crossing live to Seville ahead of Forest return to European football. First, it's time for No Googling Part 2. A reminder, Goldstein's No Googling at 6:30 is an absolute belter. Stick around for that. We have been discussing Ekatike getting a second yellow for celebrating last night. We want to know, who is the non-Englishman with the most yellow cards in Premier League history?
Non-Englishman?
I've seen the answer. It's a little bit misleading. I mean, it's not. I mean, he's not English, but you...
Irish, Scottish,
Well,
Welsh.
I'm not saying anymore.
Yeah.
All right, the answer to that and the clue. And the best of talks at the end of show quiz, Ryder Cup chat. And we'll look ahead to Forest. They're in action live on talkSPORT 2 tonight. What 90 minutes coming your way? Effectively, it's half-time. If you want to be a part of the show, you can. 03717 22 344. More from me and he after this live on Drive on talkSPORT.
Hours ahead of Forest's first European outing in 30 years. Captain Ryan Yates has this message for the travelling fans.
Absolutely go out there and enjoy it, and yeah, feel free to dream, because we'll hopefully be bringing that to the pitch. They've been through many highs and lows over the past sort of 15-20 years.
Ange Postecoglou admits a European adventure was one of the big draws of taking this job on.
Memorable experiences, it's the same as a player and as a coach. Winning away in Europe is tough, but if you can manage that, it always remains in the memory as something special. So hugely looking forward to this campaign.
Forest's trip to Real Betis is live on talkSPORT 2. Here on talkSPORT, Arsenal make the journey to Port Vale in the League Cup. The build-up gets underway at 7. Now, an unforced error by David Moyes, according to some, for rotating his Everton squad and going out of the Carabao Cup at the hands of Wolves. talkSPORT's Danny Murphy admits he's surprised by the Toffees manager.
Cup competitions for Everton is their only chance, isn't it, of course, and getting something, and they're already out of one. And Wolves, lack of confidence, lost 5 on the spin. You've beaten them already a couple of weeks ago. Just let the front lads go and cause havoc again. So I can't go against the Everton fans complaining, because I get it.
Next up for Everton, West Ham at home on Monday night, live and exclusive on talkSPORT.
Got a clue for me?
Yeah, I have. Okay. So before the break, I've just made up. Before the break, I asked a question. Who's the non-Englishman with the most yellow cards in Premier League history? All right. Americans call this area of a hotel when you walk in.
Lobby.
Well done. And the last bit is a vegetable.
I mean, that's the carrot.
Oh, nearly. It begins with that word. That letter.
Cauliflower.
No.
Carrot, cauliflower. Carrot, cauliflower.
There's lots of leaves around it.
Celery.
Begins with a C.
Celery C.
Oh, yeah. Come on, you got to get it. It's very funny if you get it.
Cabbage.
Yes. What have you got?
Robbie Cabbage. Robbie Savage. Am I right?
Lobby cabbage. That's amazing. Still to come and have some fun with the best of talkSPORT. But now it's time to preview today's European football action with our friends at Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
European football preview on talkSPORT with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever it is, we're here for it.
It's unbelievable.
Nottingham Forest, of course, return to Europe for the first time in 30 years this evening when they go away to Real Betis in the Europa League. That's the game you can hear live on talkSPORT 2 at 8 p.m. They are, of course, still looking for their first win since Big Ange replaced Nuno Espirito Santo as the gaffer. talkSPORT's Max Scott has been speaking to club captain Ryan Yates ahead of tonight's game, and he said that everyone is ignoring the noise around the club right now.
It's a responsibility of myself and the senior players in the dressing room to try and not look back, not look forward too much, just live in the present. Take each training session as it comes, each meeting, loads more information, and just try and live through it day by day and not, try and shut out the noise. A vastly experienced manager that's won everywhere he's been, and you just have to buy into that process as quickly as possible. One of the first things he said to us was, lads, it's going to take a little bit of time, but the more of us who can buy into the process of how I want to do things, the quicker we're going to get results. And I couldn't agree more with what he said. And yeah, it's the responsibility of mine and the senior players to, really tell the lads that, keep them on that journey. And yeah, it's going to take a little bit of time, but it's really exciting.
I'm sure it's very exciting. We can look ahead to that game now. As we cross, you're welcome, live to Seville to speak to talkSPORT's reporter, a massive Forest fan. Max Scott joins us. Scotty? I don't think he's worked out how to use a camera. Look, what's going there? It was like No, we got it? I don't. We got it. There's gremlins in the system. We'll speak to Max in just a moment. This is a massive night for Nottingham Forest. Not just the players, but the fans as well, right?
Massive.
Back in Europe.
I'd say probably this season haven't got off to the start they'd have liked. A lot of moving parts as well with Nuno and Big Ange getting the job as well. Still managed to hold on to some good players. I thought they brought some good players in as well. But the performances have got to pick up. It's as simple as that. Because the Forest that we saw not so much the back end of last season, because I don't think, if memory serves me right, they ended the season particularly well last year. I remember there was a few results. I think they beat West Ham last end of the season, but they drew with Leicester, drew with Palace, got beat by Brentford, beat by City, which was the FA Cup. They beat Spurs, but then lost to Everton at home, lost to Villa. So they didn't end the season last year well. And I thought new optimism going into this season. The way they started against Brentford, I thought, here we go. But since then, it just hasn't worked out. And the last result, 1-1 against Burnley as well. He needs a result, Big Ange. He needs a result, because I think a lot of Forest fans, they back Marinakis and they believe he's doing a great job for the club, and he's got the club at heart, which I think he has. But this is maybe one decision where, even though Forest fans would go, well, you know what, I back the owner because he's not steered us wrong, there must be some that are like, I'm not quite sure if it's the right decision.
I'm led to believe that Max Scott has worked out how to use Zoom so we can cross back to him. Now, Max Scott, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, boys.
Okay, what happened there? Was it just, are you in an area? I can see Forest fans behind you. Is it packed there? Lots of people on their telephone.
Yeah, it's absolutely packed. It's like, look, we're talking about Forest being back in Europe for the first time in 30 years. There's a generation of us, me included, that have been in League One, that have been sort of struggling for any sort of form of success. So as you can imagine, there's a lot of data being used by the phones around here because everyone's enjoying it. I mean, there's a relatively small allocation, but there's far more Forest fans here in Seville than the allocation will allow. So we'll see how that one works.
Scotty, let me ask you this. Do you think there's a little bit more pressure on Forest to get a result tonight compared to maybe just before Big Ange got the job because of his poor start to his season at Forest?
Yeah, I think so. The thing about Ange Postecoglou, boys, is that he comes with a little bit of baggage, doesn't he? People have already made their mind up about Ange Postecoglou. The reality is that the style of football that he plays is pretty risky, and it's not what Forest fans are used to. And so, understandably, a lot of Forest fans are sort of sceptical about what Ange Postecoglou can achieve. And so I definitely think that it adds a lot more pressure tonight because they want to see something. And this is such a big occasion for the club. all of the fan base had sort of prepared ourselves for Nuno to be taking us into Europe. We're in a different set of circumstances, but ultimately the pressure is on Ange Postecoglou because, you know, against Arsenal, certainly it was poor. I think there were some improvements against Burnley. But I've got this feeling that Ange's style of football in Europe might be a little bit easier than I think the rigours of the Premier League.
Max, let me ask you then, because I know full well that you backed, obviously, Nuno. He's done a fantastic job, but you also backed Marinakis, who's done wonderful things for Forest. Is there any part of you that thinks you still kind of hope that, will wish that Nuno was still there?
I think ultimately, I think most Forest fans that you speak to are devastated that Nuno's gone. But there's also an understanding that he did go very public with his criticism on the pitch.
Scotty, I'm going to let you go. Before I do, I'm guessing the people around you, lots of them, can't actually hear what I'm saying, but only what you're saying. So are you slightly nervous? Are they a little bit drunk?
Yeah, I think a lot's been had.
Okay.
A lot of alcohol's been had, and they're very excited. In fact, Andy, this is surprising, but I had a fellow come up to me and said, "Are you about to go on with Andy and Benty?" I said, "I am, yeah." And he said, "Can you tell Andy that I don't really like his hair, but he's the best presenter on talkSPORT." Verbatim, that's what he said to me. So I don't know how you take it.
Do you know what?
He'd rather the other way around.
Yeah, tell him to stick it. Tell him to stick it, right? I'd rather be bottom of that list, but with the best hair, so tell him to stick it, all right?
All right. He's gone now, but if I find him, I'll let him know.
Just let him know, actually, that Goldstein's Golden Paste is available now at DamonBarber.com, so he can probably look as good as me.
I told him that, mate, but he wasn't interested.
Scotty, listen, before I let you go, what will the score be tonight? It's a massive game for Forest. How do you see it going?
Look, you know, obviously we want to win. This is a historic moment we've been waiting for, but I'd certainly take a point. I'm going to say 1-1.
Okay.
Take it back to the City ground under the lights next week, and we'll be through the group stages easily.
Okay, put the mic down, go and have a beer. It's going to be a great night for you. Enjoy it, Max. Thanks for coming on.
Cheers, fellas. All the best.
Thanks, man. That was a look at today's European action. With our friends at Enterprise Rent-A-Car, whatever it is, they're here for it.
European football preview on talkSPORT with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Here for it. Book now at enterprise.co.uk.
You've been in that scenario before when you're doing a little OB live for talkSPORT.
Yeah, I've done loads of them. People behind me.
Fans around. It's quite intimidating, isn't it?
Nah, listen. As long as they behave themselves, yeah. I've had mixed. Not so much with me, but just like, you know what they're like. I've had a couple of drinks. They feel they can get a little bit braver.
Yeah.
Probably one of the ones I remember, which was bad, was before the Euros in this country, the last one, and we were at the box park at Wembley.
Yes.
And someone just started, like, people just were losing their minds, lobbing glass up there, and it smashed off the side.
I was there for that. Semi-finals we did up
nuts,
there.
wasn't it?
Finals, yeah.
But do you remember walking down Wembley Way? The amount of glass, broken glass. I remember thinking, anyone who's carrying kids to this game, it's...
Oh, yeah, it's frightening.
Frightening.
Yeah.
Broken glass.
No good. Right, let's move from football to golf, because Friday sees the return of the Ryder Cup, with Europe looking to retain the title they won back in 2023. talkSPORT's John Jackson has been speaking to the fans ahead of the big competition and asked them whether or not America is the best nation in the world when it comes to sport. Oh, but we haven't got it. Do you know what? I'll just let you into... After I said the final line there, Jack then said in my ear, don't throw to it. But there's a little bit... Unless we've got a time machine, that's factually impossible to not do.
I guess we're going to a break then.
The system's crashed, I've been told. There you go. And who's in charge of this?
For T-shirts.
Yeah, you still got your laptop. Why don't you put the kebab down and the burger and the chips? Well, listen, the system is broken, so we'll talk golf a bit later on. Fingers crossed it'll be working when we come back, because it'll be time for the best of talkSPORT. talkSPORT, me Andy Goldstein Darren Bent alongside. Should give a little shout out to Neil.
Shouldn't.
Who has made it through to the final of the talkSPORT World Darts Championship. Smashed Ellis to pieces 4-1 in the semis. Like he's Luke Littler, isn't
honestly.
he? In his head, he's actually Luke Littler, isn't he?
I swear, honestly.
Be good. I think it'd be good for the game if he won it.
No, it wouldn't.
You don't think so?
Nah, but listen, he's got to get back.
He won't beat the accountant.
He's not beating the accountant. No way.
No. But you never know.
I know with the
Look, Wimbledon beat Liverpool, right?
You see this
Sunderland beat Leeds. I mean, it happens.
Henry beat Henry. You can get Henry.
Trainwreck, yeah.
Right, he's beating Ellis. Joe just doesn't.
No, I
Joe,
know.
he just doesn't move.
Yeah, you're gonna have to break both his arms and one of his legs.
Yeah, and he still might win.
And Nicky's dart.
Yeah.
Time now for this.
I know. Nicky's darts. I'll give him a spare set to make sure he wins.
Blindfold him. This is the best of talkSPORT and Friends, where we run you through some of the recent highlight moments from across talkSPORT and our sister stations. Let's kick things off with this morning's Brekkie Show. Big Alan Brazil returned alongside Super Ali McCoist. They were talking about goal celebrations, and the topic of Jamie O'Hara came up.
Well, let's crunch the numbers, Ali, shall we? Just, for Jamie's sake. The number is definitely not what he did. 9 goals in 93 Premier League games, 3 goals in 84 Championship games, no goals in 23 National League South games, and no goals, no caps for England. So that's what he does.
He's hardly prolific, is he? I mean, he'll know of Al Shearer shaking in his boots, will he?
He posted, I don't know if you saw it, O'Hara posted a story on Insta of him scoring a goal. Did you see that?
Yeah, it was in the League Cup or something.
And so I DM'd him and put, you got to blame the keeper, poor. And he put, like you're Paul playing. So I put, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And he went, yeah, poor. So I replied with, mate, I beat 2 players who are world class. You scored against Doncaster Rovers.
What did he say?
He didn't reply. What's your favourite goal celebration of all time? I don't know if this means for you personally or one you've seen.
There's a few. So there was, is it Tardelli?
Marco Tardelli,
That's
82.
Incredible that, and when he's emotion.
Crying, that's unbelievable.
That's incredible. That's
a great call, by the way.
That's probably the most iconic one. Although I do.
Who did the babies?
Bebeto.
Is that not Romario?
No, Bebeto did it. But I do like as well. Remember 1970, and I'm going way back again.
Yeah, I remember that.
Remember when Pele scores the header against Italy in the final?
And he jumps up and hugs him.
That's incredible. That iconic image.
That is,
Love
yeah.
that.
Who holds him?
I want to say.
Go on.
Carlos Alberto.
No, I think it's Jarzino. I think he's got number 7 on.
Okay, cool.
I think.
What a team that is, by the way.
What's the weirdest yellow card you've ever been awarded? How you meant to know that?
I mean, weirdest yellow card is probably just petulance.
You get loads on today's show. Big Hour returns at 6 tomorrow morning. He'll have former Watford loanee Gabby Agbonlahor beside him.
Sticking with the goal celebration, on H&J earlier today, they were taking texts on why did I do that moments. Here's Paul reading one of them out.
I stood naked in my wardrobe as possible new tenants were shown around a flat I was renting. It still makes me think, why did I do that? I woke up to hear voices downstairs, and rather than saying, don't come in, I got out of bed and just was too embarrassed. So just ran and hid in the wardrobe. Imagine if they'd said, it's a lovely walk-in wardrobe.
Have a look at this wardrobe.
When's the last time you had to hide?
I can't remember the last time. I used to babysit with my best mate Brad. His next door neighbour. I had 2 boys. They were I would have been about 16, so I was earning a few quid, and they would have been about 10 or 11. And one night, we played hide and seek with them to scare them.
Yeah.
And one of the kids I could hear running through the kitchen going, like shouting, and I jumped out to scare him. And he was running at me. I didn't know this until I jumped out with a snooker cue. And it went like in the side of my face. I mean, that goes in my eye. My eye's done for.
Yeah, wow.
Thankfully, it went just in the cheek.
Would you make a good estate agent?
I could sell ice to the Eskimos.
All right, like that. Who at talkSPORT do you think would be the messiest house? Who'd have the messiest house?
That's a good... What, just drive time?
He just says at talkSPORT.
Joe. Producer Joe.
Yeah?
Yeah, lazy.
Paul will be back at 1 tomorrow alongside Charlie Baker for all the best bits of the show. Check out H&J Daily Podcast.
What podcast?
H&J Daily Podcast.
Let's finish with one from The Breakfast Show today as we were joined by the former England captain Stuart Pearce. Big Al and Ali weren't impressed with his hair.
I stood naked in my wardrobe as possible new tenants were shown around a flat I was renting. It still makes me think...
I think that's the wrong clip. Have we got the right clip? Have we got that, or is it still a grim? I know it's not your fault, Jack. Have we got the right clip?
It's so funny.
I don't think.
I just watched Jack jump up.
Yeah. Rather than put me on air so I could apologise. Have we got the right clip? Someone answer me. No one's answering me. We haven't got it. How often do you have a bad hair day, Bentley?
Very rarely. I mean, I've
hair every morning.
Joe, I pick my hair. I've obviously got the pick in my bag. I can show you that if you like.
Yeah. No, I believe you. It's not something you'd lie about.
No, I've got the pick. But when I've not got TV, as you know, or Premier League, I let my face just grow out, don't I? And then when I have a trim, you go, oh, have you lost a bit more weight?
Yeah,
I'm like, no, my face just looks different.
Yeah. Do you blow dry your hair?
No.
You not? You let it dry naturally?
Yeah.
Why?
Because my hair just is like that. It's nice.
Blow dry mine. Who's someone at talkSPORT that needs a brand new hairstyle?
Billy.
Yeah.
I'm sick and tired of looking at the front of his head and look like spiders just having a meeting on his head. Just legs everywhere.
It looks like he had really good hair, like sticking up, and someone sat on it for
Yeah.
like an hour.
Do you know what I mean? Where's the paste?
Well, he's got goals in his goal paste. He needs to use it. Make sure you check out 21 Minutes to Go with Jason Cundy and I. New episodes drop every single Monday. It's a great podcast. By the way, have you listened to one yet? Why don't you listen to one on the way home?
I promise you, it's only 21 minutes. I'm going to listen tonight.
Can I just say this? That this Monday came out is one of my favourites.
You said that every week.
No. But this one is.
Okay, well, I promise you. On the way home tonight.
Right, I'll test you tomorrow.
Okay. I'll probably on the way in. No,
it's only 21 minutes.
I'm watching the Raid 2. Come on, you respect that.
The director of that, I've been speaking to on DMs.
Get him in.
Do you want me to get him in?
That means he must have directed the Tom Hardy film, Havoc.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, get him in, man.
Right.
Need to be in that next film.
That's a good point. Of course, you can find all of our shows on talkSPORT's app, where you can swipe between talkSPORT and talkSPORT 2 and all of our other sister stations, so you never miss a moment. Let me tell you what we did in the last hour. Oh, yeah. We got a busy last hour. One more Billy promised me he'd remind me at 5:45, but he forgot. That's why he's standing in rather than permanent producer. We're taking calls from Forest, right? Because that game, Nottingham Forest, back in Europe, they're playing Real Betis. That game is live on talkSPORT 2. Forest fans, it's a simple question, but how big is tonight's game? Not just because you're back in Europe for the first time in such a long time, but Big Ange needs a result. If you get a thumping or even you lose tonight, more pressure on your managers. Forest fans, we're only doing this for the next 10 minutes because we've got a busy last hour. Forest fans, 03717 223344. How big is tonight's game? Get dialing. We'll take your calls right after this in the last hour. A drive on talkSPORT.
Toffees to the Tractor Boys, the Eagles to the Seagulls, Gunners, Bees, Hammers and Magpies, Premier League teams have got a load of crazy nicknames. Ever wondered where they came from? Let's start with Everton. They're dubbed the Toffees, but why? Well, because when the club was formed, just down the road there were two local toffee shops. Ye Ancient Everton Toffee House and Mother Noblet's Toffee Shop were big fan favourites. Next, they say if you can't beat 'em, join 'em, and that's exactly what Ipswich Town did when it came to their nickname. The term Tractor Boys used to be chanted by their opponents as a way of putting the team down for their farming background. But during one game back in the late 90s, Ipswich were 1-0 up and they decided to flip the script. 1-0 to the Tractor Boys, they sang, and a new nickname was born. Let's head to Leicester, famous for more than just a red, well, orangey cheese and Jamie Vardy. Leicestershire is also the birthplace of fox hunting, hence the Foxes. Next up, turns out apples are not the only fruit that don't fall far from the tree. Bournemouth's nickname, the Cherries, comes from the fact the club's stadium was originally built right next to a bunch of cherry orchards. This next story actually involves two club nicknames. It started with Crystal Palace. They were having an absolute nightmare run back in the early 70s. They'd been relegated after a terrible spell and manager Malcolm Allison decided enough was enough. He wanted a new nickname, something strong, fast and destined for success. Something exactly like an eagle. But there's more to this one. Brighton were in search of a nickname too, and Palace finally gave them what they needed. In a heated match between the two back in 1976, Palace fans began chanting, "Eagles, Eagles." And some clever Brighton fans came up with the perfect reply, "Seagulls, Seagulls." Not all club nicknames have a crazy story though. Take the Gunners. That just comes from the fact a group of munitions workers in the Royal Arsenal factory in Woolwich set up the club in 1886. On the flip side, some nicknames seem simple, but there's a bit more to them, like West Ham. The Hammers is actually nothing to do with the ham part of the name. It comes from the fact the club used to be called Thames Ironworks FC and was made up of workmen and shipbuilders. So next time the away end's chanting their crazy nickname, you'll now know exactly where it came from.
Hour number 2 done.
Hour number 2 done. Oh, you just said it. Welcome back to hour number 3. Tribal Talk Sport with me, Andy Goldstein, DB.
Just have a look, Chuck Norris. But he still wrestles and stuff like that. He's 85.
Is he 85, Chuck Norris?
Yeah, he is, yeah. Walker, Texas Ranger. What a programme that was.
He'll never die, will he? Is he an actor, Chuck Norris?
No, he's a martial arts expert. Is that Bruce?
Bruce Lee, mate. No, Bruce Lee is an actor.
Bruce Lee is one of the best, greatest sportsmen ever.
No. What? The greatest sportsman never won anything.
He has.
What did he win? No, genuine question. You just said it, the greatest sport. What did he win?
No, he taught.
What did he win?
No, it's about winning.
He didn't win a world championship.
He taught.
I'm not the Bruce Lee of darts.
No, he invented a new form of martial arts.
I'm not the Bruce Lee of darts.
What have you invented?
I'm the world title, but I'm the best.
What have you invented?
How to get 20 seconds. Still to come. We will give you all the big team news from the Europa League, but now it's time to focus on one huge club making their return to European action tonight.
Robertson, the first time we've seen them attack them, and there's Francis! Trevor Francis, the £1 million man, puts his name on the score sheet.
European football return to this great cathedral of football.
We're not just there to take part in. We want to compete, we want to do really well, we want to take the game to whoever we're playing. Of course, it's going to be a tough test, but one we're extremely excited for and want to do well in.
Ange Postecoglou has just been confirmed by Nottingham Forest as their new head coach.
He told you, he always wins something, and he's done it.
I don't have to prove anything to anyone.
It'll bring back so many memories for everybody.
Nottingham Forest defend their European Cup title.
And it'd be lovely for the new generation to experience those European nights.
Don't ever let people stop you dreaming from, what could be an incredible season for us.
It just shows you if you get things right, it is possible, to compete.
This is dream stuff.
I'm expecting Forest to go from strength to strength.
That's what I want to do. I want to win trophies. That's what I've done my whole career, and that's what I want to try and do here.
40-odd years after that European Cup final. Special times are back.
Forest fans, you can phone up now and you'll be live. 03717 223344. If you phone, we'll get you on national radio in about a minute's time. Yes, for the first time in 30 years, Nottingham Forest will be back in Europe as they face Real Betis. That's away on the opening night of the Europa League. That's a game you can hear live on talkSPORT 2 tonight, and it kicks off at 8 p.m. Following us from 7 here on talkSPORT, you can hear Arsenal's trip to Port Vale in the Carabao Cup. The easiest way, of course, to stay across everything is simply by downloading the talkSPORT app, hitting the Live Games tab so you don't miss a thing. Forest fans, we'll come to you in a moment. If you pick up the phone, you'll be next. 03717 223344. But first, we can hear from the gaffer of Nottingham Forest, Ange Postecoglou. He's been speaking ahead of that massive game, and Ange discussed how important it is for Forest to be back in a European competition.
It was one of the sort of most enticing bits of the club. It is in Europe, and obviously, in the Europa League, which is a competition, as you said, I've already had experience in. But just being in Europe is exciting. It's I've always enjoyed it. It challenges you in different ways, challenges the players in different ways, and just as the fans have memorable experiences. It's the same as a player and as a coach. Winning away in Europe is tough, but if you can manage that, it always remains in the memory as something special. So, hugely looking forward to this campaign.
We sort of forget. What are you laughing at?
Now, so people obviously very annoyed at your Bruce Lee comment, sending me Wikipedia about the martial arts that he invented.
Yeah, but he didn't win anything.
Yeah, but he invented a form of martial arts.
Well done. If I invented boxing, I'm not the best boxer in the world.
No, but you're one of the most influential people in sports ever.
Okay, I didn't. But he's not a world champion. Never won anything, Bruce Lee.
He is, mate. Won the hearts of millions.
Yeah, fine, okay, but he didn't win any world title.
Shout out, Bruce.
Yeah, fine. Shout him out all you want. Can't hear.
Aye.
Let's talk about Nottingham Forest, right?
Yeah.
We forget that
Bruce. Hey.
We forget Bruce Lee's the manager. We forget that the manager of Nottingham Forest is, of course, the holder of this competition.
Yeah.
Right? Even you forgot that. You went, oh.
No, I haven't.
Okay, fine. How big a competition is this for Big Ange? I.e., if Forest get to the last 8, is that like, well done, mate? Well, last 8, or is it like, no, not last 8, we want to win it?
I mean, Forest will look at it and think that they've got the potential to win it. I almost think that you don't want to get trapped and kind of almost tarred with that brush. A little bit like, remember, you had people like Big Sam, and it was always a bit unfair that whenever they needed a firefight and they were fighting relegation, call Big Sam in, and then eventually, because it got to a period where he'd never been relegated, and then eventually it happened. Because it just too much.
Law of averages.
Right, it was going to happen.
Yeah.
What you don't want to happen to Big Ange is that he's always win second my second season. And then he doesn't win something, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, what have we brought him in for? Because he can't, I don't think he can sacrifice your league form. He got away with it last year, and fair play, Spurs were horrific in the league, but were brilliant in Europe, and they got the job done, right? I don't think, if he has a good cup run in Europe, right, and does well, but they don't win it, but he has a good cup run, and as Forest finish 13th, that's not a step forward. And I don't think Marinakis will see it that way either. No. And I think a lot of Forest fans will go, hold on a second here. Like, we've made this change because Marinakis believes that Ange gives them the best opportunity of bringing a trophy to the City Ground, which is why they've obviously got rid of Nuno, as well as him being openly criticising the owner. But if he doesn't do that, then I don't see how you see it's a success.
Do you think Marinakis has actually bought in to the idea of he always wins something in his second season? Do you think he's gone, well, if he does, second season here, we'll win something?
Well, he must. See, there's a little bit of that, I think, with him winning something in his second season. But I also think that he's probably bought into the football that he plays. Like, maybe with Nuno, who's a bit more pragmatic, is more safety first and then go and win the game rather than just being all off handbrake off like Big Ange. He might just be, let's have a change of direction. And let's see how we get on. Spurs, yes, weren't great in the league, but have managed to achieve something at the end of it. Maybe there's a little bit of that, trying to bring something. And then seeing Palace win an FA Cup, seeing Newcastle win a League Cup. He's probably thinking, Marinakis, well, why can't we do that?
Yeah.
Like, why can't we be in that mix?
What will the score be tonight?
I think it's going to be tough, you know.
Me too.
I think they might get beat 2-1 by Betis.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me. Let's speak to Andy, who's a Forest fan, joins us now. Hello, Andy, how are you?
Andy, Benty, great show as always.
Hey, mate, you all right?
You all right? How are you feeling ahead of tonight's game? You nervous, a bit apprehensive?
Well, put it this way, boys. I was born in 92, so truthfully for me, it's just about the whole experience for it, truthfully. Like, I've been Ange out second who's appointed. I'm going to make that known. But for me, it's not even about Ange right now. It's literally about my club and actually experiencing it and wanting to know what the actual difference is between watching a league game and then you going abroad and you're watching your club play international football. Like, it's a whole new ball game for me. It's a whole new experience, and I'm thoroughly can't wait to see my boys kick a ball on a foreign pitch.
Andy, let me ask you a question. Why have you not started off this season that well? I mean, you started off well the first game against Brentford, but when I was looking at a couple of results from the back end of last season, that wasn't great. Why do you think you started off so slowly this season?
Truthfully, I think it's just typical Forest. I mean, we did the same similar thing last season. We didn't start so great and everything else like that. Since we came up, all we've played is counter-attacking football, and now that Angie stepped in, it's a whole different ball game. Like, the whole style of play is literally just turned on its head altogether. And yeah, the second he came through the door, Ole Einar realised it, and 2 hours later, pink hamstring gone, so he was out. It's going to be difficult with Murillo not being there tonight as well. So,
what will the score be, And?
I'm going to have to say, same with you boys, 2-1 Betis.
Wow, okay. Let's go to another Forest fan. Maybe he thinks the away team will win. Brad joins us. Hi, Brad.
How you doing, Andy? Bent, you okay?
Well, good, man. How are you?
Yeah, good. What's that last caller talking about? We're going to win. I think it'll be. I think 2-1.
Yeah, but maybe he's been honest, right? I mean, listen, it's a tough game away at Betis.
They're a good team.
Yeah.
But so are we. I mean, I don't think the results since Ange came in, obviously Arsenal's tough, so that's you kind of put a line through that one. But the Swansea result, we had enough chances to win 3 games. Same with Burnley at the weekend.
Yeah, but you're not getting the wins.
I mean, but we're creating the chance. If we weren't getting the chances,
Yeah, see that's why I think I agree with you there, Brad. If you weren't creating chances, that's why I'd go, oh my goodness, like we've got this new brand of football and we're still not creating chances. But the fact you are, you'd like to think law of averages again.
Exactly.
That the ball will go in the net at some point.
Do you think he's the right man for the job, Brad?
No, I don't.
Do you think he'll last the season?
Yeah, I think he'll last the season.
I don't.
But no, I mean, I'll back him while he's here. I wanted Mourinho. I think that would have been absolute box office.
Yeah.
Brad, let me ask you a question then, without the obvious, right? So, if you don't win anything this season, because of course it's always hard to win something, what position would be deemed as a success? Because I don't think you'll finish in the top 6. I think it's just too strong. Where would you finish to go? Do you know what? We've had another good season. Like, what season would you have to have?
I mean, I think if we could get top 12, I think that's realistic with the squad we've got, the players we've signed. I think top 12 is realistic. If we get quite far in Europe, we have a good cup run. I think that'll be pretty acceptable for most, to be honest. Obviously, you want more. But yeah, I mean, this is probably one of the biggest games I've seen for Forest. But I seem to have said that a lot in recent history. Obviously, the playoff semi-final. I mean, going before that, when we beat, I think you might have been at that game, Benty, when we beat Derby 2-1 away. I was at that game, and at the time, that was like the biggest game of my life. And then we just seem to be getting these huge games.
Benty, were you there?
No,
I think, right, I'm trying to think what year that would have been, because when I first got to Derby, like I think one of the first games was the Forest game, and we were 1-up and we got beat 2-1. So maybe it was that game. But I've also been at the game when I was at Derby, we beat them 3-0. So I had that in there.
Sure?
I didn't, you know.
Oh my goodness!
No
alarm bells.
Yeah, no, I didn't know. That was one of the only derbies I didn't score in.
Wow. Okay, all right.
No, I'm saying, you know what I mean.
By the way, one more. Billy's working tirelessly hard today. If you're wondering what a producer does, every 15 minutes he'll just key into my ear. You can break now. That's it.
That does, yeah.
That's it. 1:30. You can break now. 1:45. Break now. End of show coming up.
You need to get yourself on that.
Well done. What?
Like the Celebrity Rider Cup.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not on that. I think that maybe I'm not good enough yet. Maybe that's it.
Well, you play off Bandit, didn't you?
No, I don't. No, that's the ironic thing. I don't. I don't play off Bandit. All right. Maybe next year. Yeah. When we come back, we will be. It's competition time. And we know what happened on Monday's competition. Yesterday, I can't remember who was yesterday's contestant. Got 4 out of 5. Well, him and his mate. We've got Drive By with Kevin Hatchard, and we've got the end of show quiz. Lots coming up in the last 45 minutes of Drive Time on talkSPORT with me and him. And, of course, more importantly, you. Driver talks about me, Andy Goldstein, the actor, the thespian, Darren Bent. Still to come, we've got Driver One with Kevin Hassel. I've got a question for you. Just popped into my head and I thought, I don't think I've ever asked you that. I just saw Wazza's goal on the telly, the overhead kick against Man City. If there's any goal that someone else scored that you could take, what one would it be?
Kasami.
Which one?
Remember Kasami against Palace for Fulham?
What, on the left-hand side?
He took it on his chest on the right-hand side and volleyed it. Like, for me, it's a...
No, I don't... What, does it bend, like, left to right?
No, it goes from, like...
I don't remember
over.
it.
I'll show you. It's in...
That's out of all the great goals.
I think that's one of the best, if not the best goal in Premier League history. I have to show you.
That's a hell of a statement, Darren Bent.
I'm telling you now, that Kasami... Anyone has seen that?
Yeah.
Kasami.
You think it's the greatest goal?
It's in the
Who's the fella you're going to know? Who's the fella that scored a goal at the bridge? Right?
Papa Cisse.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, but sit right.
That's the one.
Right. That goal...
How do you know I was going to say that? Just
because it's such a freak goal.
Do you remember Pete Crouch's where he, outside the area, he chested it up and scored it? The volley. You're going to show me the goal. Right, okay. Go on, just play it. There's no noise on it. Obviously, I know this doesn't work. So the ball cuts in, chests it, bang. I wouldn't say that's the greatest.
It's one, mate. He's on the run.
That's the goal you want.
By the way, that's his weaker foot.
So you think that's better than Wayne Rooney's overhead kick?
Yes, I do. It's more difficult.
No, it ain't.
Mate, he's chesting it. He's going away from goal.
Wayne Rooney is looking at the sky.
So's he.
He's got his back towards the goal.
He's running away from goal.
No.
With a defender on his back.
No.
Well, I think Kasami's.
Right, tomorrow's show, greatest Premier League goal of all time.
First one that came in, Kasami, easy the best goal.
No way. He takes it, listen, he takes it well, it's an unbelievable finish. Chests it, scores.
What's harder?
Wayne Rooney.
What? So you think it's harder to just...
How many players have done that? How many players have done one?
None. Not he's done. I can name you loads of them. You have an overhead kick.
Well, Pele in Escape to Victory.
No. Benteke. At Old Trafford, wasn't it?
Mate, not like Wazza's.
Wazza's is unbelievable, but Kasami's, I think, is more difficult.
Do you know what? I'll go as far as to say that Rooney's against Newcastle, the volley's better. Van Nistelrooy, over his head the ball comes, Man United. That's better than that.
No, it's honestly...
A volley...
You know what? You ain't got a clue.
No.
Just get to the quiz.
You think you played the game, you know what you're talking about.
Honestly.
Time now for the quiz.
Destroy.
Power Pro on talkSPORT with the new range of Einhell Pro power tools. One battery, 300 tools. Job done.
Job done, yes. Thanks to Einhell, the official home and garden expert of Bayern Munich. We've got a fantastic prize to give away this week. You and a friend could be off to Munich to watch Bayern play later this season. The brilliant prize package includes a pair of match tickets, your travel accommodation, and spending money, along with a brilliant Einhell professional cordless impact drill with accessories. Joining us now, I've got two different... Oh, it's me. Joining us now, randomly selected, all our online entries, is Daniel. Hello, Daniel.
You all right, Andy? You all right, Benty?
We are good. Right. How are you? You well? You excited about it?
All good, mate. Yeah. Let's give it a crack, mate. Let's see what I can do.
I like that attitude. Did you hear the quiz yesterday or the day before?
No, I haven't, mate, be honest.
Okay, well, that's fine. Let me explain how it works then. I'm going to ask you 5 questions about legendary German footballers, managers and teams known for their efficiency on the pitch. You'll get 1 point for each correct answer. If no one's able to beat your score by the end of the week, you and a friend are off to Munich. The score to beat is 4 out of 5, so it's tough. All right, Daniel?
Yeah, that is tough. Right, okay, here we go.
Already I want you to win it. You sound a very likeable young man. What's your knowledge of German football like?
Terrible.
Good luck, mate. Good luck. You ready?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Let's give it a go.
No cheating. I need your first answer. Which German midfielder has won the UEFA Champions League 6 times in total, with 5 of those wins at Real Madrid between 2016 and 2024?
Toni Kroos.
That's the right answer. Well done. Good. 1 out of 1. You're still on the way. Question number 2. Who was the captain and goalkeeper for Germany in the 2002 FIFA World Cup final?
Oh, sorry, can you repeat that again?
Yes, just so you make an ear. Who was the captain and goalkeeper for Germany in the 2002 World Cup final?
The 2002 World Cup final.
Yeah, just tell him again, yeah. 02. Quickly. 5.
No, I ain't got it, mate.
Okay.
Ain't got it.
Oliver Kahn.
Oh, yeah.
You need the next 3 to tie. Which German captain famously lifted the FIFA World Cup trophy in 2014 and retired from international football immediately after?
Is it Philipp Lahm?
It is Philipp Lahm. Well done. You got 2 out of 3. You need the next 2.
Come on.
Who was the last German player to win the men's Ballon d'Or? He did it in 1996.
I've stuffed it, boys.
You've stuffed it.
I don't know. Yeah, it's gone, mate.
Matthias Sammer.
No.
Would you have
Never
said
would've got that.
Okay. You can't win, but do you want the last one anyway? You can't win, but do you want it?
Yeah, go on, why not, mate?
Which German defender famously scored the winning penalty in the 1990 World Cup final? Would you have got it? I think it's before you were born, isn't it?
Before I was born, mate, yeah.
When were you born, Dan?
That's it, I'm out.
When were you born?
2001.
Yeah, 1990. Andreas Bremer.
I knew it. I knew it. The old questions would do me. I knew it.
Never mind. Daniel, who's your team? What team do you support, Dan?
Chelsea, mate.
Oh, okay. Think you stay up?
Oh, you're such an idiot.
Oi.
Dan,
one win, Andy. One win, eh?
Yeah, okay.
Against us, and that's it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, of course. We beat you at the weekend. Forgot about that.
I shouldn't have mentioned that, should I?
Smashed you to pieces. What a bad day it's been for you. Daniel, you're a star. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks for coming on, pal.
Thanks, mate. I appreciate it.
Thanks, mate. So the score to beat is still 4. If you think you've got a chance of beating that, then you can visit our website, talksport.com/win. There you go. That's all thanks to Einhell, the new kit on the block.
Power Pro on talkSPORT with the new range of Einhell Pro Power Tools. The new kit on the block.
Have you ever won a competition at any level? Not football. I don't mean like a penalty competition. Have you ever gone in for a competition, like back up a cornflakes, or phoned up a radio station, or entered anything?
I haven't, no.
I don't know what to do now.
No.
Do you know anyone that has?
Yeah, I told you, my auntie. Maybe she won pure stuff. She won an extension. I told you so many times.
Yeah, I still don't believe that.
I'm telling you, extension.
You can't win an extension.
Well, you can, because she has.
And what did she have extended?
The back of her kitchen.
And they did everything?
Everything. Everything.
I don't know if that's true.
I've told you.
So what happens if she lived in a flat?
Well, I'm guessing she wouldn't have entered the competition then, would she? Extension of the back of the flat.
Imagine that, you live below her. They're doing that upstairs.
Yeah, so yeah.
She actually, what?
They won so much stuff.
Do you remember, what else did she win?
She won TVs before, they've won a couple of trips.
Wow.
Yeah.
Some people just, that's all they do.
No, but some people listen to the radio like 24/7, don't they?
There's a documentary that's out, right? This is true. No, this is an unbelievable story. It was in Asia. No. It's in Asia.
Mm-hmm.
And it was before Big Brother, right? So, like, reality telly hadn't happened.
Yeah.
And they got this guy, they did like auditions for it, and this guy won, obviously. And they locked him in a small flat, I think it had 2 rooms, like a lounge and a kitchen.
Yeah.
And all he could do when he went in, they had loads and loads of magazines and loads of postcards.
Yeah.
And all he could do to survive was enter competitions. And he had to win the equivalent of something like $1 million, whatever it was, before they released him. And he didn't know the cameras were on him 24/7, but they were. And it turned into like the Truman Show. So he was in there thinking, well, no one's going to watch it, right? And they'll just take highlights. But it was 24/7.
What was he doing?
And he was in there naked. They covered up his... ironically, with an aubergine.
Yeah.
So, this is true. And so, on WhatsApp, when people send an aubergine to mean men's genitalia,
I know that, but yeah.
Okay, that's where it came from that reality show.
Okay, cool.
And he stays in there, and all he does is enter competition, and he wins he might win a bag of rice or dog food, and he obviously starving, so he eats dog food, or he wins like.
I'm guessing I didn't get past season 1.
No, you know what? It's a fascinating documentary. It's the first time ever that happened.
Well, okay.
And they went mad for it over in Asia. Go on, what were you going to say?
No, nothing. I was going to say, how did you land on that doc? But fair enough.
I like docs.
I'll tell you another one, but we've got to go to a break.
Yeah. No, go on. We've got time.
Do you remember? You know Mr. Beast? You know who that is? You know who does
what a Billy looks like?
Yeah. You know they do the mad challenges?
Yeah.
Do you remember when he did that island, the skis had to live on an island for like, I think it's say 2 months.
Yeah.
On his own, right? And you win $1 million
pounds?
Dollars, right? $1 million, I think, right?
Yeah.
But obviously food's there and that. But throughout the 2 months, I mean, the weather was bad. They get what's the thing where you plough through something?
Plough.
No, it looks like a tractor, but
tractor.
So all different stages of this 2 months, they're smashing up the house. So it's raining. He's got to lay in there. He can't speak to nobody, and he manages to do it. But I don't know. I don't think I'm doing that.
That's a great story.
No, he's
we'll use that later. No, I'll use that in the pub.
No, I'm telling you, it's not a story. It's fact.
That's a great doc.
It's a doc.
It's a man.
Mr. Beast.
Man on beach.
It's Mr. Beast.
Smashes up house. That's
Beast.
great. That's a great story.
Mm.
Well done. We'll play that later on in the show. No, that's a great story.
You've been waiting for that.
No, that's great.
Yeah, you've been waiting for that.
Really good. Can you play that clip that later? They'll be devastated if it's just
Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast.
They'll be gutted about that. Still to come, we're getting team news from tonight's big games in the Europa League.
What's that doc called again?
First, it's time for Goldstein.
There we go, rubbish.
Good. Yesterday's was good. Right. It's called no Googling because you can't Google it.
Everyone does though.
Well, don't. Because if you Google it, you'll get the answer. Look at me. See if you know the answer. Right. Who's the only Englishman to be sent off in an FA Cup final? You like that, didn't you?
Yeah, I'll get that.
Okay. Don't Google it. Don't Google it. The answer to that and a bad clue and more coming up live drive on talkSPORT after this.
Thomas Frank says Harry Kane is welcome back at Spurs anytime. It's reported there is a clause in Kane's Bayern contract allowing him to leave next summer. talkSPORT's Adrian Darren says it makes sense for both Spurs and Kane's ambition to break the Premier League scoring record.
Harry Kane, when he was at Spurs, was absolutely desperate to win something with Spurs, a trophy with Spurs. Now, he's left, they've won a trophy, but if he wants to go back and win a trophy, I think that's one thing he'd love to tick off.
Tottenham host Doncaster in the Carabao Cup tonight. We've got Arsenal's trip to Port Vale live on talkSPORT from 7. Following last night's action, Danny Murphy's called this from Arne Slot refreshing.
Needless, not smart, you call it stupid. I called it stupid, by the way, as well.
Slot's annoyed with Ekitike's second yellow for taking his shirt off, celebrating his winner against Southampton. He'll now miss the Palace game. Danny was asked if Ekitike was responding to Isak's arrival at Liverpool.
It felt that way. Like, I'll show you, look, here's my shirt, here's my name, it's about me.
And Boris Becker's told talkSPORT his sporting mentality helped him get through time in jail.
I was most comfortable in the fifth set. I was most comfortable in a tie break. You know, when the going got tough, I thought that I was okay with it. And I think that mentality of surviving a difficult moment on the court, I think helped me a lot in prison.
You can watch the full interview with Boris Becker on the talkSPORT YouTube channel.
right.
Listen to Drive on talkSPORT. It's me, Andy Goldstein, the outspoken Darren Bent. Before the break, I asked Goldstein's no Googling. I write these. Who's the only Englishman to be sent off in an FA Cup final? Do you know it? You're looking at the answers.
I'm reading this. Bentley, tell Goldstein that Bruce was ballroom dancing champ as well as crafting his own martial arts style. Check out the movies. IP.
That's your defence. Bruce Lee was a ballroom dancer.
No, Bruce Lee's the greatest of all time.
Yeah, an actor.
Mount Rushmore.
So are you telling me he's the only sports person ever to be the greatest and never win a world title?
No.
Oh, you're thinking of me. That's a very good point.
What?
Who's the only Englishman to be sent off in an FA Cup final?
Go on.
Do you know?
No, give me a clue.
Okay. If you went up to a door, you either got one of two options to open it. What are you doing?
Push or pull?
Yeah, which one? Name
Push,
one.
push it.
The other one?
Pull it.
Yeah, but if you kept doing it, what are you doing? You're...
Closing it.
No, if you kept pulling it, you're...
Pulling it.
Without the word...
Opening it.
Without the word it.
Pulling.
That's his surname. That's his surname.
Pulling, okay.
And the first name is, if you were going to the shops and I wanted a load of groceries, I'd give you a...
List.
Okay, that's his first name. What you got?
List pulling.
Yeah.
List pulling.
Yeah. First, only Englishman to be sent off in the FA Cup final.
List pulling.
Yeah. Anything?
List pulling.
Say the first word without the T at the end.
List pulling.
Yeah.
Chris Smalling.
Yes.
Yeah.
How'd you get that?
Well, because I've already said list pulling.
Well done. Good work. Follow us at 7. We'll bring you live coverage of Arsenal's trip to Port Vale. Go on the Vale in the Carabao Cup. We haven't even talked about that. Over on talkSPORT 2, Forest in action.
Who you
that
got?
one kicks off at 8 p.m. What? Over 8 competition anyway. Time now for this.
Drive worldwide. Why?
Yes, this is Drive Worldwide, where we take a look at some of the biggest talking points from across the world of football. Join us now is our European football expert, and more importantly, someone that, fingers crossed, has tidied up his light switch. Let's find out as we say hello, good evening to Kevin Attard. Hello, Kev.
How are we, chaps? You well?
Well, I'll tell you how well we are in a minute when we talk light switches. I can't see it again. You've covered it. Show me what's happening. Have you done it?
I've covered it.
I like that though.
With my heads. I've covered it with my heads.
No, Kev,
no, I haven't fixed it.
Kev, forget all that. I like what we've done in the corner. The trainers.
Thank you
I
very
like
much.
that.
A little sneaker tower. I like that. Yeah, forget that. Let's go back to the light switch. What's going on, man?
I was too busy putting the trainers together.
Yeah,
to sort
you
out
do me
the
a
light
favour.
switch.
Will you do me a favour?
Right.
Make an effort. All right.
That's what I do with the t-shirts. I can't go across the board. You know.
Forget the t-shirts. Just
look at the trainers. We'd be happy with the trainers.
How dare you?
Sort out the light switch, man. It's driving me insane.
You can't see it.
Okay.
Even more so. I know he's just not got round to doing it. I'd be terrible married to you. You'd never do any of your chores. Right, listen, let's start with talkSPORT 2's live commentary of Real Betis against Nottingham Forest in the Europa League tonight. Now, Betis sits 7th in La Liga. It says, I'm not going to pretend I know. It says right here, Forest, they're still looking for their first win under Big Ange. Tell me a bit more about Betis. What sort of form are they in? How tough is this going to be? Of course, for the away side in Nottingham Forest tonight.
Yeah, it's not a straightforward game. They aren't playing at their usual stadium because that's being redeveloped. So they're playing at La Cartuja, which is a different stadium in Seville that has hosted the Copa del Rey final and other big games before. And they can get a lot in there. They had, I think, 60,000 for the last home game in La Liga, and they played pretty well against Real Sociedad. It's difficult to judge Betis, really, because we think of the team that got to the Conference League final last season and they gave Chelsea a scare. They took the lead in that game, and I thought played pretty well, but obviously in the end we're overwhelmed. But you know, having a good home record in the Conference League is not the same as this level. And I know it's early days with Ange Postecoglou, but I look at what he did with Tottenham in that competition, and actually what stood out to you when you go back to it is some of the performances away from North London. So they went to Frankfurt and won. That was a really tough thing to do. They went to Birdie Glimt. A lot of teams have slipped up in Norway against them. Difficult conditions, weird pitch, all of that stuff. And they dealt with it really, really well. So if you can kind of infuse this group with a little bit of that hardiness and kind of deal with the fact it's a big partisan crowd, then I think they've got every chance of at least avoiding defeat tonight, I think.
Kev, do you think the fact that Ange is the current holder of the Europa League will stand Forest in good stead in terms of the experience?
Well, as I say, I mean, he clearly knows, for all the criticism he had, and I understand why, he clearly knows how to plot his way through some of these big away games because he did it You know, he knocked out Frankfurt, which was a hard thing to do. I must admit, I was sceptical about whether they'd be able to do what they did at Bernard Glimt, and they did it. So it doesn't mean a huge amount in the grand scheme of things, but what it shows you is he knows how to deal with this kind of away game. And if he could do it with Tottenham, obviously he's very early in the journey with Forest, but he's got some good players at his disposal. And Betis have Isco out injured. They lost Johnny Cardoso in the summer. He went to Atletico Madrid. So they've got good players, but I don't think they're as strong as they could be. They've got a couple of players out injured as well.
I think it's going to be tough for Forest. I'd be really surprised if they get anything out of this game. But what do I know? What do you think? You're the expert.
I think they'll draw. I think I could see a 1-1, something like that. And I don't think that would be a terrible start for Forest. First game, 29 years, first game in Europe. So I think just to get that out of the way and avoid defeat would be a good start.
Okay. Let's move on. Let's talk a bit about Spurs. Their manager, Thomas Frank's been speaking about the fact that, well, I don't even know. I think he was asked the question if Harry Kane was available, would he take him? And obviously the answer was yes. And then people are getting very excited about it. Me and Benny were talking earlier on today's show. We just can't see him leaving Germany. He looks like he's loving life over there at the moment. And if he doesn't win the Champions League this time around, there's every chance next year or even the following year. Like, why would he leave one of the biggest clubs in Europe?
I'd agree with you. And I know potentially exciting things are happening at Tottenham, but why would he come back if he feels that he can compete for the Champions League? And you look at what he's doing in Germany right now, and I know people will dismiss some of it because it's the Bundesliga, but it is phenomenal. If he's got, I'm commentating on him on Friday. If he scores twice against Bremen, he'll have got to 100 goals for Bayern more quickly than Cristiano Ronaldo did it for Real Madrid and more quickly than Erling Haaland did it for Manchester City. He's already got 9 hat-tricks in the Bundesliga, so he's got a better average in terms of how quickly he's getting hat-tricks in Germany than Gerd Müller, Robert Lewandowski, any striker you care to name in Bayern's history. I was working it out and I couldn't believe it. It's between like 7 and 8 games. Muller's record is beyond belief. Like, he got a hat-trick every 13 games, I think, over like hundreds of games. That's an unbelievable body of work. But for Kane to have done what he's done already is phenomenal. And what it tells you is that it tells you he's part of an incredible attack. And actually, I don't think Kompany's getting enough credit for that, because I look at the way they play and I do think they have big problems defensively. I think against the best teams in the Champions League, they're still vulnerable. But that attack is unbelievable. You've got Elise on one side. You've got Luis Diaz on the other. At the moment, Musiala's injured, but Serge Gnabry's really stepped up. He's been superb so far. And then you've got Kane. Why wouldn't you want to keep playing in a front four like that?
Let me ask you then, Kev, because Harry Kane's numbers at Bayern Munich have been absolutely incredible. You just kind of went through them there. And we know Robert Lewandowski for Bayern was absolutely brilliant. Will Bayern Munich fans view Harry Kane in the same bracket as Lewandowski, or won't they? But just simply for the fact that Lewandowski won the Champions League and Harry Kane hasn't?
I think they already do. I would say. I think they certainly recognise that he's a world-class striker. I think there's a lot of excitement about the fact that he came in the first place. Lewandowski has, rightly, a place in the pantheon of Bayern legends for the longevity, for what he did. But you look at what Kane is doing, and in terms of the kind of average of goals, he's right up there, if not better. So it's really interesting. I think he does need to win the Champions League to probably truly cement it, but he's already immensely popular. And actually, they talk about him, the people at the club, more as a leader than a goal scorer, actually. The goal scoring is almost seen as taken as read, but it's all of the other stuff, the creativity, the leadership, the experience. That's what they value.
Kev, thanks for coming on. My advice, if you want to come back on next week's show, sort out that light switch. All right?
I'll do my best.
No. You'll do
promises.
it. You'll do it. Kev, keep up the great work. Thanks, pal.
Cheers, Kev.
Much appreciated.
Cheers, chaps.
There you go. The legend is Kevin Ashford. When we come back, lots of team news for you. And, of course, Billy will be in the studio to get beaten up by Darren Bent. to it. Let's get to it. Strava talkSPORT. Me, Andy Goldstein Benty. Following us at 7 Adrian Darmo's live coverage of Port Vale against Arsenal. That in the Carabao Cup. Team news is in. Sam at the face has the answers. Sam.
Very good evening to you, Andy. Yes, welcome to Vale Park in the Potteries, and a rather interesting number of changes for Arsenal. In fact, they've made 9 from that 1-1 draw with Manchester City. But it is a very strong team. Kepa Arrizabalaga makes his first start in Arsenal colours. A back four is White, Saliba, Mosquera and Miles Lewis Skelly. Marino, Norgard and Nwaneri in midfield, with Saka, Eze and Martinelli in attack. On the bench, David Raya, Gabriel Timber, Gyökeres, Trossard, Calafiori, Zubamendi, Rice and young Max Dowman. And what about the home team? Port Vale, well, they make 4 changes, actually. Gauchi is their goalkeeper. They play a back 3 with 2 wing-backs, so Deborah, Humphreys and Hall the back 4. Lawrence Gabriel plays as the right wing-back. There's no room in the midfield for captain Geraghty. Walters, Crosdale and George Hall play in there instead, and Headley will play as the left wing-back. Ronan Curtis, who scored a late penalty in their victory over Mansfield at the weekend, starts up front alongside Rory Patton, and there's no place in the starting 11 for Devante Cole, who has scored in each of his first 3 appearances for his new club. It's a decision that 1 or 2 of the Port Vale fans are a little bit concerned about, it must be said. But we're underway in 1 hour, 7 minutes and 56 seconds.
To be precise. Good work, Sam. Meanwhile, over on talkSPORT 2, you can hear Forest and their return to European football away to Betis. The wonderful Alex Crook is your commentator. And would you believe it, Crookie's got team news for us as well. Crookie, good evening.
Good evening, boys. Forest manager Ange Postecoglou makes 3 alterations on this historic night for Nottingham Forest. Sangare, Igor Jesus and Hudson-Odoi are the players who come into the Forest 11. Bakwa, Wood and Ndoye are the players who make way. Murillo, who has been injured but was hoping to be back fit for this game, is not in the squad. That is a blow for Forest's victory hopes. So their 11 in full is Sales in goal, Williams, Milenkovic, Morata and Zinchenko the back 4, Anderson, Sangare and Douglas Luiz in midfield, with Gibbs White and Hudson-Odoi either side of Igor Jesus in attack. Betis reached the Conference League final last year. They are seasoned European campaigners. They are missing their star man, Isco, though, one of a number of key absentees. But I can tell you that former Manchester United player Anthony is in their 11. This game live on talkSPORT 2. Forest back in Europe for the first time in the best part of 30 years.
That's Crookie. A busy night in Europe. 2 down, 1 to go. Celtic there in Europa League action away to Red Star Belgrade. Paul Mitchell is watching for talkSPORT.
Indeed, of course, both these teams failed to reach the Champions League. Karat Almaty did for Celtic and Paphos of Cyprus did for Red Star Belgrade. So it's the Europa League for both. Red Star Belgrade currently 7 out of 7 in the league. They're top of the table. They won the Eternal Derby at the weekend. Katai is on the bench. He's their top goal scorer. That is a slight surprise. For Celtic, there starts for Colby Donovan and Sebastian Tunekti. And that's the interesting thing. We'll see exactly how Celtic go. They look a little bit light, Celtic, when it comes to goal scoring. So a lot will fall on the shoulders of Dazan Maida as Brendan Rodgers is attempting to get his 200th Celtic win. Can he do that in Belgrade tonight?
Good work as always. A reminder, of course, after a busy night of football, the boys on the Sports Bar will be taking your calls from 10 p.m. Now, one more, Billy has joined us in the studio. It's been a busy old day. You enjoyed it today?
Yes.
What you been up to? No one cares. No one actually cares. People say we don't care.
Yeah.
What are we doing on the quiz today, William?
I remember yesterday we were talking about which Premier League animal would win in a fight.
Oh, yeah.
So it's all about animals. It's a list. It's an animal list.
Oh, that's nice.
Got about 3.5 minutes.
I'll decide how long we got. We haven't. We got 2 minutes 15 seconds.
Top 10 fastest mammals. That's what I want.
A cheetah.
Whack it in. Yeah. Always.
By the way, no birds, no fish.
Just go with it. Just tick the thing.
They dominate the list.
Animalist.
Why is it ad-libbing?
I don't know what I've told you before. Only talk when you're spoken to.
Only second in the list.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, stick in greyhound anyway.
Yes. 43 miles an hour, 9th on the list.
Oh, hit me with that ostrich.
Not on the list, no.
You wanted me up? Do you know how fast it is?
It's got 2 legs.
Do you know how fast it is, though?
Yeah, but everything that's on that list has got 4. Panther.
Not the panther, no.
We need emotional content.
4 legs, yeah? Hit me with a dog.
No, I've just said greyhound.
Yeah, I put dogs under greyhound, yeah.
I think we've run out of animals.
Hare or rabbit. They're fast. Hare, hit with a hare.
50 miles an hour, number 7.
50?
Yeah.
No way. You're making it up. 50 miles an hour?
They're rapid.
Four leg lion. For me,
I've just said tiger.
Think about things that run away from some of the things you've said so far. In the
wildebeest.
Yes, 5th on the list, 50 miles an hour.
Hog. What about hog?
What? Never thought you'd say that.
Horse.
Domestic horse. 50.
Oh yeah, horse has got to be on it.
55 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I've heard donkeys are quick, you know.
So many jokes I can make.
Donkey.
I've got a minute left.
Donkey's not on the list. You still need number 1. Bit of a cheeky one because I said no bird. It's not a bird, but it flies.
Ostrich, I'm telling you.
What was aeroplane? What flies that's not a bird?
Do you want me to tell you the number 1?
No.
All right.
What flies that's not a bird? That's your question.
Yeah.
If you came in
hippo.
here, I don't fly.
No, but I'm saying
No. If you came in here and said just to win, name something that flies that's not a bird.
Yeah. I'm right as well. It does fly. It's not a bird. Got about 30 seconds.
I know, Bill. I know. I've got a clock in front of me. All right. I do this for a living, you know.
Oh, come on, think, Andy.
What flies? It's not a bird. Superman.
No, I've not seen him fight Chuck Norris and Enter the Dragon.
Zebra.
They are on the list. They don't fly, but yeah, 40 miles an hour.
Jaguar, panther.
Have you said lion? Someone said lion.
Yeah, lion, yeah.
Yeah, they're on the list.
I'll tell you what to do, Bill. I'll tell you what to do. It flies, but it's not a bird. We'll reveal that on tomorrow's show.
All right.
All right?
Yeah.
Billy, get out.
Yeah.
Me and Benny are back. Oh, you ready?
Yeah.
Me and Benny are back tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Loads of live football. Arsenal live on talkSPORT. Stay with us if you're an Arsenal fan. If you're a Forest fan, they're in Europe for the first time in nearly 30 years. Live over on talkSPORT 2. The boys on the sports bar from 10 will be taking your calls. A busy night on talkSPORT. Stay where you are. I'll see you tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Be safe, everyone. Be safe. But the last words, as always, come from ChatGP Bent.
The airwaves may fall silent, but your dreams should never fade.